Aspetta. 14:10. No. No. Buona Angie. 14:10. 14半後半ぐらいか。
Good evening, curling fans, and welcome in to the beautiful Okotoks Curling Club here in Okotoks, Alberta. We are happy that you tuned in to the Autumn Gold Curling Classic. My name is Chelsea Carey. I am here with Brad Kokoreanis, but we only call him Coco because that's too hard to say.
Hi, Chelsea.
And we have a great matchup for you here tonight between Italy's team, Stefania Constantini, the Olympic team for Italy, of course hosting in their home country, against Japan's Ikue Kitazawa. First hand action here started out looking like maybe a blank, but we've got some rocks in play here, Brad.
Yeah, we were a little late getting on air here, and we didn't care because it was going to be a blank, and now look at it. Well, we're going to get some action here for sure.
Dentro magari. Ok, no. Buona Angie, ok.
Early opportunity here for Team Kitazawa to split this house. They're going to hit and roll on this shot stone over to the broom side, the left-hand side as you look at it. Try to keep those two yellow stones as far away from each other as possible.
Kitazawa has hammer here, right? I'm trying to count rocks. Yeah, Kitazawa's got hammer.
Yeah.
Mezza. 2/3.
First couple rocks we're just looking at, the ice looks really good. Good speed, good curl. Looks like a great surface to have a tournament like this on.
Yeah, the draw to the button speeds looked really good, and we're used to seeing that at this club in Okotoks, of course. Our ice crew knows what they're doing. Mr. Mike Libis is a pro for sure, so not surprised to see that, but yeah, it definitely looks really nice early.
Roll.
I think Mike would give Peter some love too. I absolutely love this club. I love curling at it, and it's great that the Autumn Gold is being played in a fantastic ice surface.
Yeah, this is a new venue for the Autumn Gold this year. Previously held at the Calgary Curling Club, which is also obviously a great club. Great location and lovely, but we're here down in Okotoks this year, and we're really excited to be here. And so far, based on what I've seen today, it looks like it's been a really good start.
Did you see what happened? Did you see why somebody must have missed something at the beginning of the end? Did you see what went on?
No, I mean I just saw the hits, and then I think it was a delayed corner.
Oh, okay.
There will be a double opportunity here for Constantini. She did try it on the last one, and it just over curled. So looks like they're going to try it again. It's quite thin now. I think my Italian's not great, but I'm pretty sure that means quarter.
You just played Stefania enough that you can understand some stuff now?
You know what? I honestly haven't played her that much because I played her a bit with my very last team once or twice, but she came onto the scene all of a sudden after the Olympics. So they're a reasonably new team. It was hard to hit that too thin, but they did. So does remove the one yellow, but now we'll give Ikue Kitazawa a chance to split the rings even better here and even these up, and there will be no double opportunity.
Fun fact, I played Constantini.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was the Worlds in Lethbridge. Was that like the first when she first started on the scene? That might have been too long ago.
Lethbridge. No, yeah, Lethbridge. I don't remember last
time. Okay, I might be lying. I might have not played her, but I played an Italian women's team, and I just thought it might have been this team.
Stefania didn't start playing women's really seriously until after they won the gold.
Oh, okay.
As far as I'm aware. She's also quite young, so I feel like that seems like it tracks.
Okay, I'm lying already. It's the first end, so.
You're off to a good start.
Yeah.
So
expect many more lies and some stories here.
They're unintentional lies.
Great shots, really nice separation.
They were trying to get that behind the tee line, but it curled so much that's why they couldn't get it back tee, but it's also why it's okay, because it's so far over there. It does leave a little bit of an angle. The double's not there, but you can make the hit and roll and maybe leave yourself some sort of double on the last, but unless it's a double to, like it's, I'm not sure it's
She can
matter.
just roll and probably roll right and even be flatter, right?
Roll as close to it as you can, I think, and then hope you have a double on your last one. So Stefania Constantini, of course, Olympic gold medalist in mixed doubles with Amos Massaner. They are going to be defending that title, I believe. They also hadn't played together since then, and then last year got back together just for Worlds and won that mixed doubles World. So they know what they're doing with the mixed doubles game for sure. But of course, both will also be representing Italy in the 4-person game. Great shot here by Stefania. Beautiful roll.
Are you going to tuck a piece? No, really good.
I think if it tucked a piece, it might not have been shot.
You're right.
I think that's probably as good as she could have done. It's hard to roll somewhere here where you don't leave a double back. So for Kitazawa, just going to try to make that double as long as you can make it. Basically roll as far as you can here while you're staying in the house, I think.
Just to be clear to everybody, I'm a lead, and Chelsea, obviously, you all know Chelsea is a fantastic skip. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about.
I'll defer to you on the sweeping questions.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. You probably have your opinion about that, too, and I'm probably wrong. So maybe I'll learn something tonight. We also have Kayla Skrillex sitting right beside us, and she's laughing, so we must be doing an okay job. Kayla was just saying, so I'm sitting beside 2 skips. Kayla was just saying that sometimes lead run the game, but there's only 3 times where I've recommended one shot, and they've won the game each time, so.
See, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. I don't speak often, but when I do. Pretty good shot there.
Yeah, it does leave a double, but it's pretty thin to make it. So I think Stefania's going to take it on here, but this is one of those ones where you sort of take a cautious run at this double. You have to make sure you make contact with the first rock. It's not terrible. It's probably like a thick quarter to get both of them here. So she'll take this on, but the first priority number 1 is killing one yellow rock. You can't afford to score a field goal here. You don't want to go through the upright. So they'll make sure that sometimes when you make sure that you don't really give yourself a chance to make it, but you could also play a hit and roll here instead if you wanted to. There's a pretty reasonable hit and roll where you could end up frozen, and that would be a force instead of a blank. So it would honestly be the better result of the two.
Is it being the first ends? Do you take on one shot over the other just because of the time you have? So are you going to be more aggressive here?
Yeah, well, I think they've been playing this double all in, so I think that's what she's playing. If it was me, I would honestly, I would consider playing the hit and roll, but this is the double for sure, and she's really close here.
Ooh.
Oh, like nothing. She made
Bingo,
that look
bango, bongo.
Yeah, she made that look a lot easier than it actually was. Yeah, about a third of a rock, so well thrown. They did play that a whole bunch of times, so, you know, if you leave a team that good the same shot that many times, eventually they're probably going to make it.
Do we know where we are? Is this the A? Is this a triple knockout, right?
It's a triple knockout.
Yeah. And this is the A second game? Okay. A quarter, okay. Oh, so they had some time on the ice already and kind of got a feel. I'm sure the ice has been consistent for all the draws today. So they probably have a really good idea of what they're doing.
Yeah, they also, both teams would have had the practice before this game too, so have to think they're coming in with a pretty good idea, and with the speed being pretty good when they slept a whole practice, each team, you know, 2 rocks up, 2 rocks back, whatever, it ends up being pretty good. So that'll be a blank end in the first, and we will be back with you for second end action. All right, welcome back to Okotoks, Alberta, the Autumn Gold Curling Classic. Second end action here. It looked like we might not get a blank in the first end. Started looking like a blank and ended up looking like maybe a deuce or a force, and we went back to blank at the end after a great double by Stefania Constantini. So second end action here, it will be Ikue Kitazawa from Nagano, Japan with the hammer. Facing off against the Italian representative at the Olympics, Stefania Constantini.
Interesting, eh? Going right in again.
Yeah, I'm surprised a little bit in the even end. You'd sort of love a force here if you were Stefania, but I'm sure that they've had lots of conversations, especially with this being the Olympic year, with as far as what their strategy is going to look like, and based on the end, based on the opponent, based on the score, all those things. So obviously a pretty strategic plan, but I think this is what they did in the first end, and then Kitazawa threw a delayed corner guard here. So I imagine that's what they're hoping to do again. So if I'm Constantini, I'm not wanting to let them do that, but at the same time, you know, play your own game and don't pay attention to the other team. No good if it rolls out though, so now we'll see what she wants. Like, they probably don't hate a blank. Yeah, so she's going to go right in again. So when you're the team without the hammer in an even end, you usually don't mind if the other team blanks it. So this tells me that Stefania would be very happy to give Ikue Kitazawa a blank in this end.
Do you think there's a reason why Kitazawa's being so just open in the first couple of ends?
Yeah, I imagine that it's a plan. I mean, they've already played a ton this year. This is
sure. They were in the trials, their Olympic trials last week, right?
Yeah, this is their 8th event of the season.
Oh my goodness!
Already,
wow.
And we're barely at Thanksgiving weekend, so they would have played a lot, and this would have for sure been a plan. Okay, so interesting. I was waiting to see, because the plan might have been a delayed corner, so then you hit the first one, and then now you would throw the corner guard, which may have been the plan if they hit and stuck on the wing. You might have seen her throw the corner, but now that it's in the middle, so she seems fairly happy to blank this end as well. So I'm a little surprised. Stefania Constantini is a pretty aggressive team. They usually play with a ton of rocks in play and a lot of draws and touch shots. So I'm a little bit surprised by that, but they don't have the hammer. So then for Team Kitazawa, this is obviously what they've planned. So as our good friend Darren Moulding would say, it looks an awful lot like we're heading to Blanksville.
Blanksville. We have glasses of wine ready for Blanksville. I think Blanksville usually involves 016, but tonight it's going to involve some under $14 bottles of wine.
Yeah, I think Blanksville is just the official residence of alcoholic beverages, really. We'll see Team Constantini go to school here on the draw weight. We have seen both of these teams. They've been in Okotoks for about a week now, and so they've been practicing on this ice. Partially because, you know, they just need practice ice, but also, you know, it's given them a chance to figure out the surface and the speed, and from what we know about Mike and Peter's ice, it is super, super consistent. So that does give some of these teams that have been doing that a reasonable advantage over teams that haven't been doing it, because it is so consistent.
I played on this ice in April, and it looks exactly the same as it was last season.
Yeah, every time I've played here, the ice has been very, very good. So I don't anticipate any issues, and we haven't seen a lot of draws so far, but it does look like it's...
Well, Italy's made all of their draws, I think, so
have.
far. Like, every single one has been perfect. Look at this. It's just going to roll out again here.
Yeah, that's...
3 in a row.
Yeah, and that same turn, and they keep moving the broom in a little bit, but they still are throwing a fair bit of weight. I would like to see them maybe consider bringing that weight down just a hair. And the more you throw in a spot too, Brad, especially on ice like Mike's that does curl, usually the more you throw in a spot, the straighter it's going to get with each rock, right? Especially if you're sweeping it. So when they've swept everyone to curl, and the other thing too is on the more that spot gets buffed in, the less you're going to do as the sweeper trying to carve it, right? So your carve gets less effective.
A commentator's jinx.
Yeah, this is a big carve dig stroke by Team Italy here, trying to get that to stop.
I did it. That was my first commentator's jinx of my life. Another curling bingo spot.
Yeah,
boom.
check it off the list. Yeah.
still chasing, right? So.
I mean, it's still very much looking like a blank. Obviously, there's unless we see a very big miss here, I don't think it's going to go anyway. But an open chance at a blank. But you see blanks missed sometimes. Certainly possible. Oh, now we're going to a corner guard. Interesting. So usually if you were going to do this, you would do it on the second rock of the end because it still then can't be peeled. So now if you do this, likely Stefania Constantini is going to peel it. It probably doesn't change the outcome of this end if she does peel it. Likely it goes to a blank anyway. But I'm not really sure what the logic would be for Team Kitazawa to wait that long to throw a corner.
Well, yeah, I agree. But both these teams are much better than I am. Chelsea, but I'm just impressed that we've seen some pretty good curling already, and excited to see a little bit of offense. But looks like this one's going to get made, and probably just repeatsville here for the rest of this end.
Yeah, like they're now trying to generate the offense. Team Kitazawa is, but I think they're going to see a steady stream of peels from Team Italy. So unless we get a flash or a nose or something, we're likely still headed to our ultimate destination of Blanksville.
Does Italy ever just want to roll, like say we make another guard here, or do they just want to roll and sit in the far left side of the house and maybe try and force?
Yeah, you definitely could, but I would argue that if I'm Team Italy and I was happy with the blank in the first, I would probably prefer the blank in the second and then try to force in the third in the odd end.
Oh, that's right. We're on 8 ends here?
Yeah.
This week? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in a 10-end game, you might let it play out a bit more, but I think
ends are precious right now.
Yeah, I think if I'm Stefania, though, I'm pretty happy to let them carry the hammer into 3 and then try to force them in 3, and then now, as long as you score in 4, you've sort of turned the hammer around, right?
Yep, Skippy's spoken. I agree with you 100%. I have no opinion. Whatever.
But it's not the wrong call. You could. It's
no, we're good.
Oh, just barely.
Okay, interesting. Just playing around, feeling out the ice, it looks like.
Yeah, now we're going to go back to...
Oh, this is third last rocks, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's too late to set up your 2 now, really, unless you got... Like, if they'd missed that one, obviously, different story. But going to switch back here to the initial strategy, which is to hit this rock in the house, and we're likely headed for that blank.
Looks like they figured out this out turn here, too. This one looks better than the...
Yeah, that one looks like it's curling a bit more than the wide one that they were throwing.
Maybe just up the center, too, right? Might have been one of...
It might be just a little fresh there, too.
Yeah.
When you see fresh pebble, you'll, like, that's what I was saying about if you throw a few rocks in a row, it'll get straighter. That's because we've worn down the pebble with sweeping and the rock and everything. And so anything you throw in a brand new spot with fresh pebble will tend to curl a little bit more until you wear it in.
I've never thrown a hit, so I don't know what that's like.
You don't throw very many of them, no.
Actually, I threw 2 peels the other day, both at my rocks.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, usually if you're throwing peels as a lead, it's not a good sign. It's the peel of shame coming at you.
Oh, this looks like that was a very nice hit.
And the thing with these open ends that we can sometimes forget, and this is what the best teams in the world will do, is that, all you have to do is make that rock go away and stick somewhere in the house. And even if you don't stick in the house, honestly, it wouldn't change that much. But you want to try to make that shot really precisely, because later in the game, you're going to have to. So you need to take these open-end opportunities as a chance to be really precise with your rock placement. So if you're going to draw the top of the forefoot, perfectly draw half forefoot, whatever the actual depth is, the very precise depth is that you want. Have the line caller call for that, have the sweepers sweep for that, so that later when you have to make it like that, you have that in your arsenal. Same as that hit and roll from Constantini. Like I would love to, and I don't know if they said it or not, but when, if it's me and we're doing it, it's like I want to roll it right just to the edge of the forefoot on the other side and be that precise about it. So you learn something from the ice instead of just hit, it's a wide open end. Why not take something from it and give yourself a chance, throw a little less weight, throw a more precise roll, and learn something so that later when you have to make a perfect bumper weight hit and roll, you've seen that spot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So last rock here for Ikue Kitazawa, looking for the blank. Have to be a little bit careful about this yellow on the side. Could potentially dead jam it there.
Why wouldn't you take the other turn?
I would if it was me, but they've thrown this turn the whole end.
Fair.
So they must think they know it, but it is like it's the only risk really that you're running in this is that you jam it on the side.
They heard us.
Oh. I promise we don't. It's not being broadcast on the ice. They can't actually hear us, but
other than you and I are pretty loud.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
They could actually maybe just hear us. Oh, people just shut the door. I think they heard us. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are going to change turns.
See, I think that I'm not sure who's playing what position, but was that the lead? We'll find out. We'll figure it out.
I hope. We're going to go with that it is, because
a lead saved the day.
As always, of course.
We either make or break an end, and.
So blank attempt here from Ikue Kitazawa. Ended up with the in-turn. Looks pretty close. Going to have to go on this to get it to go out. And she will make it. So no score going into 3. Welcome back to the Okotoks Curling Club, coming to you live from the Autumn Gold Curling Classic, bringing you third end action here between Team Constantini and Team Kitazawa. We've had 2 blanks in 1 and 2. Both of them had a mix of looking like they were blank early and then running into a little bit of offensive attempts in the middle and then going back to a blank at the end. And so we'll see in the third end, we've got a guard though. So Team Constantini deciding to put a little pressure here on
Let's go.
Team Kitazawa. Yes, as commentators, we love guards. When there's a guard thrown first, we know we're going to have some rocks in play. This is the more defensive call of the 2 from Team Kitazawa though. You could throw up a corner guard if you were really going to try for your 2 here. They're not going to do that. They're going to choose to go around this. But regardless, we've got a little more action early than we've had in the first 2 ends.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, exactly.
Really nice curl too. Just like all of these teams are really positive, and even taking these 4 feet here. Like for me, you'd have to add another 4 feet of ice. But all you great curlers, this looks like the ice is moving really nice. Oh, are they freezing here or just tapping a hair? Freezing, right?
I think the call was freeze, but I don't think they would mind tapping it as long as the line is good. This is a curl sweep. Oh, no, they switched to straight. They're going around it now, I think. This is plan B here. Trying to curl it at the end, but
hair heavy maybe.
Yeah, I think the plan was like a sort of a freeze tap, and knowing that it was a little heavy and maybe a little bit more positive than they were expecting. Good audible to change the call. What you don't want to do is just chisel off that and roll into the open.
Yeah.
So this way, it's sort of a sneaky good shot. Now you're buried around it and you're shot stone at the back of the forefoot here.
の3球 15.2 の3球
What do you think the call is here, Brad? It looks like maybe they're trying to split.
They're splitting.
Yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Babol is just about to leave for the day. Dan, did we play Stefania? Was that Stefania that we played? Okay, we did. Just to let everybody know, I did play Constantini, okay? All the way back in Lethbridge, right? No, it was a different team. And just like Dan, I don't remember. He doesn't remember either. But it was an Italian women's team. And they beat us. Okay, but then we beat them, but then they beat Team Canada in Lethbridge. They beat Team Canada in Lethbridge that year. So we set them up for the big win. Yeah, anyways, sorry everybody, you can't hear Dan speaking, but we're just trying to figure out the truth.
We're trying to get to the bottom of
the bottom of when did I play Team Italy. Okay, back to the action. So same thing, it just ran a little bit straight on the mare. It must have.
Yeah, they were, I think, trying the split, and they ended up, same thing, calling the audible and going past it and trying to chip that red out, but didn't get enough curl past the yellow. So did move it far enough to be shot rock yellow, though. So not a bad result, but not plan A. And here we are with another draw for Team Constantini. They are such good drawers.
Did they call that?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wow. So did they call the first one too, or they just liked it so much they're like, let's do it again?
No, I think the first one was the freeze tap, but then now they knew the line, and now the freeze isn't as good because it's so high in the house.
Really nice shot. So bail time, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they throwing this hard, or is it maybe a quiet weight, like hit and roll to a corner?
The other skip in the room shook her head yes, so yeah.
Yeah, it looks to me like, well, it's got a curl, but it looks like the idea was sort of like a control weight, stick in as a corner guard here. It's going to curl up. They're going to be close.
A little too much.
Really nice. I love that shot, though, that call. That's a really good call. You don't want to...
Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. Almost bit in.
You don't want to get too hung up on all these rocks in the middle as a team with the hammer. You need to make sure that you have a way in there to score, but that leaves you a chance to make something late and set up a 2 really late in the end. So I think really smart call there by Kitazawa.
It's fun to see like the soft shots too, not just rips.
Yeah, totally. And this ice is so conducive to that, right? Like we saw her throw that with maybe like a solid board control kind of weight, and it curled up half a rock or so, and you can and then you can really play with it with the sweeping too, with the kind of weight that she threw at that. Curl sweep here late for Team Italy, trying to get it to stop.
Oh. Just a little too much, eh?
A little bit. Not a bad spot.
It's almost a rock you can freeze to now with that guard, right?
You could, yeah.
If something happens here in the middle.
Yeah, you could freeze and be probably second shot.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
If you made it really well, but it looks like... And again, I think it sort of appears that Team Kitazawa is not prepared to take a lot of risk. They have the hammer, they want to make sure they can at least score 1, which if that's your main priority in this end, then this is the call. Make sure you get rid of that rock because it is touching the button. It's going to be reasonably hard to outdraw if another rock was thrown top 4 or something, so smart to do this. You could actually make this double and roll in towards the corner guard as well, but they're not. They're going to roll in front. Okay.
Interesting, because you can't really, you have to roll, like this might have set the double up for Kitazawa's next shot too, right?
Yeah, I think maybe the idea is that if you could make the double on her next one, but if they rolled a little bit further, then you would have forced Constantini to roll away. And now if you make the draw around the corner guard, you're shot rock.
Yes. I would have never seen that. I would have been like talking to my second and
everyone has different jobs.
Yeah.
Looks like that is what might happen anyway. So this is going to give Team Kitazawa a chance to use this corner guard and be shot rock if they choose to take it, which...
Look at this. This is going to...
Oh, interesting.
What? Okay, I'm disappointed now. I got really excited about the hit and roll, and Really wanted to see this.
I'm a little surprised. I see the logic, because if you make this freeze properly, it will always straight jam on the other red. I get that, but it's hard to be shot with a freeze. And you've got a corner guard and backing and like a sort of a free setup over here on the right-hand side as we look at it. So to me, the draw around the corner seems like a worthwhile thing to try, because now you've got the whole 8-foot to score. You're never worried about giving up a steal, really. You've got lots of room to draw to, but it does look like they're going to maybe take on this double.
Interesting. I feel like they have some history maybe and some intel about how they want to play a little bit more open. That's what I'm kind of getting from a sense of this game.
I totally agree. I think that they've made a very clear decision that they're going to play pretty defensive. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Roll.
It's shot, though, so it's going to force Constantini to hit. So mission accomplished there, really. I mean, you'd love to roll to a place where it's not such an easy hit, but as long as you have her hitting, you still have like a pretty big scoring area for yourself.
Buona! Sì! Oh! Vai!
Uh-oh. Well, now let's see what happens.
Buona Ele, io ho preso 10-20. Okay.
That's the same. So now it's the in-turn side because we're playing the third end. But in the second end, we saw that out-turn in basically the same spot run really straight as well, and they got fooled by it. So I wonder if both teams seem to be getting fooled a little bit on that side, where we're seeing a bit of curl on the other side, maybe. So potentially just a tiny bit of difference in the amount of curl. Now we're going to go around the corner guard.
Let's go. Let's get some action. I think you wait for this, right? Everything's behind the tee line, well behind the tee line. You have your chance.
You certainly can't criticize Team Kitazawa for not being patient enough. They've been very patient, and now they've got a really good opportunity. So here we go.
Oh, we're going to have to work hard here.
I got to go to get by.
Hard.
Oh. Just a tiny little rub.
Look at this roll.
Yeah, they're still going to end up pretty... And roll to a place where the jam is very
I thought
possible.
They were shot. That would have been great.
No, I think they're only second shot, but the jam is very possible, so that would be a really hard chase for Stefania.
Well,
they're looking, maybe it's not as obvious as it feels like it is to me.
I bet you...
C'è, però un po' rischioso perché
I bet you a glass of wine that it's red.
Vorrei dietro l'importante
yeah, I'm not taking that because I think it's red too.
Cool, me too.
Poi lei ci potrebbe tirare e va anche là.
You know what we need right now is the Musi Aki gauge.
That's exactly what we need. Oh my God. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
That was technology back in the 90s.
That's a phenomenal pull out of nowhere, the Musi Aki gauge.
Well, as a lead, I just have no other tools except things like that. And Ray Turnbull being a lead.
Yeah, it's lead love for Musi, yeah.
Forse 8.
My grandpa was a lead against Ray, so.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. It is amazing.
Allora, lei avevo 15, sarebbe stata buona, però ho girato anche tanto.
So I think if you're shot here, if you're Constantini and you think you're shot, you're probably drawing around this setup. This Yellowstone, basically, with the intern trying to...
Se resta aperto, fa cagare,
Just tuck?
Yeah, even if you don't tuck, you just don't want to leave a double.
Edge, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't leave a double with the back one, I think you're okay. So you don't even need to be buried, really, as long as you don't leave them some kind of slash triple or something. She's got some room for this. You don't really want to be deeper unless you're buried.
I kind of want to seize that she buries enough that Kitazawa has a wild, like, three-quarter run triple afterwards.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's what I want. Because I just want action tonight. It's Friday night. I want the rocks to fly.
15? 14-8.
You know, the last time that I was doing some sort of like volunteer thing for the Autumn Gold, I did the investment workshop that used to happen.
Oh yes, I remember the investment workshop. Yeah.
We'll talk about that more in a second here.
So Stefania Constantini playing the draw around this yellow stone. I would think trying to get about like just full 8, top 4. As buried as you can, but buried is less important than the depth of this rock. You just, you don't want to go too deep and leave a double for Kitazawa. You also can't afford to touch this yellow ever because you might bump them in for shot if you do that.
Line looks better than...
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy with the line so far.
They are great drawers, eh?
They are amazing drawers. Stefania herself...
Ooh.
Whoa. They were not worried about that, and I thought they were going to tick for a minute there. They're incredible at that part of the game.
I kind of appreciate how much like offense they've generated behind the T line this end.
Yeah.
Well,
and again, we kept talking about how defensive an end it was, and then now all of a sudden here we are with a million rocks.
Yeah. Sneaky.
So Kitazawa looked at, and that was sort of my first thought too, was you could play a quiet weight little sort of run on this yellow onto that red that's only partially in the 8-foot there, and spin that in and roll your shooter in and sit second and third shot. But then you're probably going to leave Stefania still just an open hit
Wide
to sit
open.
too. So it looks like they're going to go to the freeze here, and then you hope for a miss, which we haven't seen Italy miss a draw yet, but they're going to have to hope for her to miss it, and then maybe they get a chance at 2 that way. And then if worst case scenario for Kitazawa, at least you've just thrown this draw, so you're pretty confident about the speed. Look how much more ice they're taking though than Italy, and that's a difference in release. And good for them to notice that. But so Team Japan has a pretty soft release. It's like almost they get the rock started a little bit, where Team Italy throws a more positive, like an arena ice release. So there's Run a Lot's trader.
What did you do when you skipped against a team that you couldn't even like look at how their rocks were running? Did you just ignore it?
Yeah.
Or did you try and get something out of it? Like, what would you do?
So part of my routine is standing behind the person holding the broom and watching the throw. So I did that anyways, even though I didn't really want to see what was going on. Yeah, and so then when I would play mixed doubles with my mixed doubles partner was Colin Hodgson, and he would get mad at me when I was doing that. Yeah, he would yell at me, like, don't watch them throw. And I'm like, I just have to stand here. Like, it's just my routine. But there are teams where I force myself to stop doing that. And I would stand on the other side of the house because all it was going to do was mess with my head.
What did you think about then?
Well, I was still like timing the rock and thinking about where I would
still
put the
trying
broom
to get as much out of it as possible.
Like you're trying to learn, but sometimes when you watch somebody put the broom in a certain place and the shot get made, it's hard not to want to go up and put the broom down in the same place. So Stefania playing a little chase here that bounced off just enough that she can make this with. Is probably like a back line to a hack weight, I would guess.
You probably sit there or roll under a hair.
I don't think you want to roll under. I actually think you want to roll away, if anything, but it doesn't actually really matter as long as you kill it.
I see.
Okay.
They were on this for line early. They're pretty happy with it now. Like, you just don't want to leave her a wide open nose hit, so I think you roll it out, put a little bit of... I think you'd like to stick, would have liked to stick for second. Not sure if they did or not.
Constantini's team, they're all throwing really good tonight.
Yeah, so far they're looking very confident with everything, with the little touch shots and the draws. And so we're going to see Ikue Kitazawa here draw for her single point. She needs just a piece of the forefoot, not quite a piece of the forefoot, but when you throw draws like this, as a sweeper, what are you thinking about, Brad?
Number one, I just want to make sure that I'm going through my routine with the thrower, making sure I'm giving them everything that we've kind of talked about, what they need in order for information, obviously cleaning the path, send them up for success, and then I just pray a lot at this point.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, I don't really want to sweep too much. I want to sweep a little bit. I just want them to throw them how I trust them to throw it.
Close enough, yeah. So Ikue Kitazawa, they've backed off here a little bit. I got 14-4 on that between the hog lines, but this is sliding a bit. That's got to sit.
Carving lots,
it is. It's going to curl and sit, so that will be A single point for Ikue Kitazawa.
We got a point.
Heading into the fourth end. Oh yeah, that was, well, yeah, we did that after.
It was Canmore?
Fourth end action from the Okotoks Curling Club at the Autumn Gold Curling Classic. I am Chelsea Carey, joined by Brad Kokoreanis, bringing you a great game, a very closely contested game so far here between Team Constantini from Italy and Team Kitazawa from Japan.
But guess what? Constantini's got hammer. Let's see what happens now.
Yeah, for the first time, we got a point on the board. We saw two blanks.
Ooh, 100% more than we had at the beginning of the end.
100% more, yeah. There's a major increase in that third end. That was good. So now, yeah, Team Constantini will have the hammer, 1 point down, playing this fourth end. We've seen both teams be a little bit conservative early in ends this game, but then late in the ends, we're seeing some action happen.
What did you just come down to say?
I'm not sure what that was about, but...
Oh, she's the lead too. What was she going? I want to know. I want to know what she said. Chelsea, I heard you need to be working on your Italian, and so maybe you do you know what she said?
I do not. No, I've not worked on my Italian at all.
Chelsea needs to work on her Italian because she's commentating at the Olympics in Milan Cortina.
Milan Cortina, yeah.
Wow,
correct.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. Yeah, where the curling venue is in Cortina, so we will be in Cortina for that. And very excited to get to be part of it. Not exactly how I pictured going to my first Olympics, but still excited to get to go.
Is it expenses paid?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
You know what? Trip to Italy, trip to the Olympics.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. But
that's so cool.
I just would rather be actually playing in it, but that's okay. No, it'll be good. It'll be good. We're looking forward to it. So Italy sitting 2 here.
Great draw again. like they're drawing completely behind guards that are 4 feet in front of them.
It's not a guard.
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
it is a guard though, right?
I mean, it is, but it's a rock in the top of the 4 foot.
Sorry, I meant top 4.
Yeah, and they're every time they're squeaking by them, but they're not panicked on the sweep. They're managing it very well, and of course the weight has been perfect every time, which makes it easier to manage.
So much more curl on Kitazawa's rocks.
Yeah, lots more. Just that more rotation and also a little bit of just a softer release. Not like more rotation, but a more inward motion on release than Team Italy has.
Good shot here, though, right? Like you got to deal with it. If you rip it, you might make more room in the back there. Looks like are they just gonna smack it hard and sit 3 and get the yellow double?
Yeah, I think so. Like if you just pick it, it's okay. But if you clip that red, you're not sad about that either. I don't think.
I forgot about you picked up your phone. I forgot about answering people on YouTube or chats. I was charging my phone for a reason. And now it's asked a lead anything. Is this curling zone that I need to go to? Or Okotoks? Shot by Constantini's team there, by the way. Because even if they if they freeze, they will be shot.
Yeah, freeze attempt here from Kitazawa. Can't afford to bounce off, though, and they're sweeping this to get it to curl, which always makes me nervous that it's a little bit heavy. This is close. Very nicely done.
8-9. Mini tap. 9.
So freeze here, Chelsea, or just try and tuck behind the top 4 guard?
Yeah, I actually think you'd love to unlock this a little bit if you could.
Oh, yeah.
Sit frozen on it. Move, don't kill your red, but move it off of there so that you're bringing in the possibility then of a pretty big score later in the end, depending on how the rest of it goes. Trying to get this to curl now. Looks pretty good.
I've just loved the sweeping control that they've had, from the hog line in with all their lightweight shots too. They're all thrown really similar. The sweepers have a lot of control over the finish of the rocks, and it's just been really impressive to watch.
One, it's get the weight right.
Yeah,
on those.
Every time.
Like you have to, if you don't have the right speed, you could throw it as well as you want, and it's still not going to work. So what they've done a really good job of is that speed management, and you can tell they've been. I mean, anytime a country hosts the Olympics, they work really hard at, being prepared and being really good at, because they're the only team that doesn't have to qualify their team for that Olympics.
Yeah.
They have a spot automatically. So at last year's Worlds, Women's Worlds and Men's Worlds, the only team guaranteed a spot in either of those worlds was Team Italy because of the host country. So that gives you the luxury of being able to focus on some of that precision stuff, because you don't have to worry about being good right now. You have to worry about being good in February.
You have a specific book written for the season then, right?
Yeah,
a structure.
A plan to peak at the right time and stuff, where most of the other countries have had to peak at Worlds or whatever to qualify themselves, and then now some of the countries have to peak at the pre-OQE and then the OQE, the Olympic qualifying events. So for Italy, for Team Constantini specifically, you can see that their plan is now starting to come together with the amount of precision we're seeing them pull off here.
Japan would have just had, I think, their Olympic qualifiers too. I'm not sure who actually qualified. Oh, Yoshimura.
Yeah, so Team Yoshimura did win the Japan Olympic qualifier, which was a month ago or so. So they will be the Olympic team. So
maybe even for Kitazawa, maybe coming off kind of a reset, right?
Yeah, and it's tough. I mean, it's now your 8th event of the year, and you're not going to the Olympics. So
how did they play 8 events already?
this is their 8th. Because there's a whole bunch in Japan in like August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they played a bunch early.
I played one event, and I'm not even a competitive curler.
I haven't thrown a rock yet. So.
No, did you not? You were teaching people a couple weeks ago.
No, I took one slide.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
slid.
throw a rock.
Yeah. And guess what? She took one slide, and I bought her a beer afterwards.
I took 2 slides. My knee rejected the first one. The second one went okay, but wasn't with a rock. It was just a slide. So no, I have not thrown a rock yet this year. But anyway, so which is the Japanese teams always do that. The first time I went to Japan, we played an event there that was at the end of July, which I was like, it's not curling season yet. What are we doing? But it was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they always play a lot and a lot early. But yeah, so for Team Kitazawa, it's been a bit of a rough go for them. 7 events, they haven't qualified yet.
They haven't qualified?
No, so they're looking to change that. They are 13 wins and 14 losses on the season so far.
Honestly, Team Skrillex pulled out, and so it just gave all these teams a better chance to qualify too. So, okay, never mind. Everybody's having problems qualifying, is what I'm hearing.
So yeah, you guys couldn't hear that, but that was Kayla saying that they also haven't qualified yet this year. So, but it's been the thing about the Olympic year is that there's often early on. There's some you're trying out some new strategies and things like that because you're trying to be ready for the Olympic trials for Canadians anyways. That's what we always did. So we were never that concerned about our success early in the season because we were trying some stuff and we were sort of playing around with some different strategies and something to set you apart from the teams that you're about to play that I mean we all know that everybody in the world, not only in Canada, in the world is chasing Rachel Homan right now.
Yeah.
So you better be looking at how you're going to beat her. So maybe there's like slightly different strategies that you see, and sometimes during the Olympic season, we would see a team, play just I remember Cheryl Bernard before they won the Olympic trials to go to Vancouver in 2010. In 2009, before the trials, they were purposely playing very open because they wanted all the games to be close. They wanted Cheryl to have to throw a draw to the forfeit. Yeah, my dad, I remember him identifying that. We played them in the what was considered a slam at the time, the casinos, Manitoba Lotteries.
Yeah, it was like it was this and that were like the 2 women's slams.
Yep. And so we played them in that, and she kept it close on purpose so that she had to throw. They had chances to pull away, and they easily could have, and they didn't play the shot to get 3 or 4. They wanted to only score 1 because they, late in the game she wanted.
Did she throw stuff away on you?
Not away, but she played it was a pretty makeable shot for 3, and instead she threw the draw for 2, sort of thing. And I remember my dad saying after, he's like, she's doing that on purpose, and she was, and that's at the Olympics and at the trials and at the Olympics. Almost every game they won was on last rock.
So what you're telling me is Constantini's not even. Oh. She did this because she wanted to keep the end close, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
She missed that shot just to keep more pressure.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's an Olympic year. Every other year she would have made it, but
yeah, we're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
I saw her tap her right leg twice too. So, okay. We're going to keep an eye out on that.
And that's like a millimeter from perfection. If she touched that yellow
she gets a yellow double.
Yeah, the yellows all go, and it would have been a beauty. So really close to, it looks, the thing is when we see a flash, we think it's a huge miss, and at the end of the day, they were trying to hit a centimeter of that rock, and they hit less than a millimeter, and then it's a disaster. So it was really close to what she wanted, but as it stands, opportunity here for Team Kitazawa.
So what did she call here too? Just a guard, tight guard? Oh, tight.
Yeah, top 8, I think. If you get even if you're edge to edge with a guard, there won't be a double unless you hang it out there a bit on the other side of the center line. There won't be a double opportunity for Constantini. So I think
pressure though, right? You have to make it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But even if you corner froze to that red in the top of the forfeit, you'd be okay. So a little bit of range here. This is out there right now. This is all this rotation. So we know the spinner shot we've seen made famous by Nicholas Adine, but now we see people throw it all the time. The amount of rotation that Team Kitazawa throws, their rocks can sometimes sort of come in at the end like a spinner, but I do think the double is there. So that's
double or triple?
That's a miss. I don't know that you...
Straight nose?
Yeah, right on the nose. I even if it touches the red, I don't know that it's going to kill the yellow, but the double is definitely there.
They're second, third, fourth, so they don't even actually need to touch that back
You don't need to touch
at all.
the yellow, yeah. Just.
Do you try and get pretty here and roll out a hair, or are you just dead smack? Just make it, eh?
Yeah.
Just make her, baby.
The only thing that matters is making contact with that back yellow.
Okay. Sorry.
We've got the comedic relief in the booth beside me in case anyone wasn't clear about that.
What's her plan? Just make it.
Just kill the back yellow. Yeah. That's all that matters.
Oh! Hele!
Curl. Got a curl.
Oh, that's got to curl a lot.
Curl. Oh, no. I wanted to see some, there were some really interesting shots to send that just were missed by a little bit.
Well, and that couldn't have worked out a whole lot worse, honestly, for Constantini, because now the pocket is even more pronounced at the back there, those two reds. So
if you tap, are you second potentially even? No, it's a little bit too high up.
You can't hurt yourself, though.
Interesting.
Like, if you tap this back anywhere, even if you're not second, I don't think, well, I mean, unless you leave an angle where she can come off this side red. This red on the far left here is the only rock you have to worry about right now for Team Kitazawa, I think. I think that's the only shot Constantini might have to score.
Kitazawa's plan to kind of maybe make things a little chill or bored out there is working out now, right? Yeah. They probably didn't capitalize in three, but
no, but they played the whole end to make sure they could score one,
yeah.
and they did that. So it seems to me very much like this has gone according to their game plan so far.
Steal in four, that's a typical way of playing an 8-end game.
A steal in four would be a bonus, I think.
I would do anything. If somebody guaranteed me a steal in four, I'd be like, here's $20. So.
I would suggest that I said this to the team I was coaching at the points bet in an end where we were one up without the hammer. I said the steal would have to be a bit of an accident, and that's kind of what we're looking at here.
Hard. Oh, damn.
Well, I mean, it's a worst case scenario for Team Kitazawa. There's no way you're ever getting more than one, but they did over curl that a little bit and open up the draw for one here for Stefania. And again, she is, if you're cheering for Team Italy, she's the person you want throwing it. If I'm Team Kitazawa, she's the last person I want throwing this shot. That's the only shot I didn't want to leave her, is this draw. So have to like her chances of making it.
15,
Lots of room to make it too, right?
Well, I mean, lots of room is a bit of a stretch.
Oh.
Like, it's you've got.
I just say you're coming in hard enough.
Oh yeah,
with the
line
intern,
wise,
right?
line wise, yes.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's off the pin by 2 inches maybe, if that. So, like, I don't know about lots, but.
I just feel like they've been throwing good enough that it's a
agree
little
with
bit
that.
disappointing if I was Kitazawa. This is what we're leaving for Constantini's last rock.
Yeah, that's fair. So Stefania Constantini looking for the draw to even this game up at the halfway point. Does need basically the pin.
Buona.
Looks pretty close.
Buona, that's good, right?
Yeah, but now they're trying to curl this. I think she's probably got it. It can't bounce.
Oh,
you
got to curl. Nice shot.
Yeah, no mistake. So that'll be a single point, and we are all tied after 4.
Occhio alla fine. Linea perfetta. Forse possiamo andare un po' giù. 17-10. Buona, Angie.
Welcome back to the Autumn Golds. Brad Kokorianis here, along with Chelsea Carey. Fifth end action. Constantini versus Kitazawa, 1-1. Kitazawa with hammer now. After quite the exciting first 4 ends. Looking forward to the last half of the game. Chelsea, did your part. I introduced the end, and I think I did a good job.
Good job.
Thanks. I just want to call out Curler's Corner too, Bernice Merrick at Curler's Corner. I think she's the longest sponsor of this event. If you're from Southern Alberta or even a curler in Alberta, you probably know Bernice. She's an incredible grassroots supporter. She supports everybody. She doesn't say no to anybody. And she's the one-stop shop for your curling supplies here in Calgary.
Absolutely true. She's been involved since the very beginning. So thank you very much to Bernice for your continued support of this event.
And hi to Briar Bear too, her best friend. And my best friend at the Calgary Curling Club. After Bernice, Briar Bear. Her dog.
Yeah, not the mascot from the Briar, because that's also Briar Bear, her little puppy who's so cute.
He might be here on Sunday. If she's here, she might. Briar's probably going to be here. Come on down and meet Briar on Sunday.
Sunday or Monday?
Oh, is it go all the way to Monday? Oh, we're Thanksgiving weekend. It's a long weekend here. Yeah. Let's go, everybody. Also just wanted to encourage people to come to the Okotoks Curling Club and watch. Upstairs is great. Their drink selection is amazing. The food here is fantastic. Obviously, there's 5 other sheets of world-class curling going on. And so come on down, check Okotoks out. There's lots of cool things to do. What was their saying? There's many things to do in Okotoks. That was their city saying for a while.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't
So there's many things to do here on top, as well as coming down to check out the Autumn Gold this weekend. So
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility here too. The curling club is lots of great viewing and good angles and stuff. And yeah, the food's great. The upstairs bar part is great. So definitely encourage you if you're close. The field at this event this year is extremely good because we are right up against a Grand Slam next week up in Nisku near Edmonton. So a lot of these teams just came in a bit early to play in this event before they go up to Nisku. So we've got a very, very good field of teams this year. I mean, we usually do at the Autumn Gold, but it's extra good this year because the Slam is next week. So come check out some of those Slam teams for a little bit less money and see them get ready for next week.
Buona, larga.
Is this common now to see more center play? Is that I feel like the more and more I play 5 rock rule, even on the not so competitive men's side, I just see it way more. Way more center play.
Yeah, I think the thing is with the 5 rock rule, if you throw the corner guard, then if you want to use the corner guard, you sort of have to ignore the 2 rocks in the middle and go around it. So now you're going to be facing 3 rocks in the middle, and you better make the run back. So what you'll often see teams do, my viewpoint on it, the way I would approach it, or the way I did approach it when I was skipping, is if it was a soft deuce that we were trying for, I might consider going around the center rather than throwing the corner, because you can still set up a deuce that way. If you were trying more aggressively for 2, that's when we would throw the corner. But when we threw the corner, we would go around it.
So you're saying that because it's N5 and it's tied, it's a soft deuce now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Because if it ends up being a blank, you're not sad. As a team with the hammer, I'm not sad to blank 5. Okay. And then then 6 would be more of a hard deuce.
And when it's Blanksville in N5, I heard you had to chug the rest of your wine.
Brad's making up rules now.
Yeah. Oh, I just listened to Darren multiple times about Blanksville.
Oh, Darren would for sure support you in that.
It's nothing but Blanksville made up rules.
Oh yeah,
It's like sociables. Sociables should be called Blanksville.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buona, meno ghiaccio. Buona, buona.
Roll that one out. Which
sounds like she threw it good though. That's
that was my impression as well. Working on our Italian again.
Well, after I might be having a little bit of vino, and so I just am speaking more fluently. But
the
guess
Italian's
what?
Coming out of you now.
I smell Blanksville.
Yeah, it does look blankish.
I guess if she makes a good roll here, right? Like you're still playing for a soft deuce, you think, always?
Yeah, like.
Or are you just happy blanking now?
You're pretty happy with the blank if you happen to get a miss. Like if they hand you 2, you'll take 2. But I think what you really don't want is to be forced to 1 at this point with the way this end has gone. So yeah, it looks again. So if they were to stuff this double out on the side here somewhere, like leave the Yellowstone out on the side and then roll towards the other side, you'll hit the open one and play out your potential deuce. But
do you ever want to get creative now though and like just nose?
If for Constantini you could for sure, yeah. But if you make the double, you're guaranteed the blank, which
do you want the blank though? Like
well, I don't think you're getting a force out of it even if you nose, right? So that's where. So here we go.
I guess the nose was hard.
So this is you'd have to throw less weight if you wanted to nose and stick it there.
Yeah.
So now, pretty low risk opportunity here for Team Kitazawa to set up a pretty soft deuce.
Yeah.
And then if they happen to roll out or something and they don't get it and they get the blank, they're not sad
happy
about that either. So advantage Kitazawa at this point in this end anyway.
Yeah, surprised with how the game went that. Well, let's wait to see what happens here, and then maybe I'll make that comment. But it's been very well played, and sometimes you just hate to have that, like, one little...
This one is really curling. They got to go on this. Uh-oh.
That weight really helped with that control there.
What
Great,
a sweep.
Yeah,
what
fantastic.
a sweep that was. I was not sure she was making contact with that halfway down. That is...
I weigh 5 times as much as both of those combined, and I'm probably 5 times as taller as both of them combined too, and I couldn't probably have held that rock. So great shot. Great sweep. Great team shot.
And there's 2 ways to be effective at sweeping. One of them is with the height and the pressure. So, we see men's sweepers be so effective because they're taller and they're broad shoulders and they get so much weight on the broom. And the Asian teams, especially the Japanese teams to me, and Korea too, and they have basically leaned into the fact that they're not as tall even as the other women for the most part. So they just do it with speed. It's just straight up stroke speed. And that can be almost as effective or as effective depending on what you're trying to accomplish as the pressure. So there's 2 ways to do it, and if you're not a tall, broad-shouldered person, you're probably smart to look at getting that stroke speed up.
I wanted to bring Colin up the whole time you were talking about
and
that.
Colin was that, exactly that.
Exactly.
If you watch Colin sweep.
You were talking about tall guys and then fast, smaller sweepers, and I'm like, and Colin.
Yeah, and Colin was great at that. He's he had tons of broom head speed and a really quick stroke because he's a very good positional sweeper.
Yeah.
But he's 5'9", 5'10", and a lot of the guys he's playing against are 6'3", 6'4". Amos Masaner, and these guys are 6'5" plus. So you got to do it a different way, and there are different ways to be effective at sweeping, and we've seen that come out in the last few years, which honestly has been really fun to watch because
everybody can be a good sweeper.
Yeah.
You just have to maximize of what would make you the best at or the most effective, right?
Yeah, and know what that is for you. So if you're not a big guy, then don't try to be about pressure. Try to be about speed. Like that's just the reality of the situation. So if you're not super tall or not broad-shouldered or whatever, and for a lot of the women's teams, just don't worry about that part. Just get your stroke speed up. So there's multiple ways to accomplish the same thing. Double attempt here from Stefania.
She made the, oh, I don't know about
No,
this
I
one.
think
She
it's
made a lot of them
over-curling.
before up to right now.
On that right out of her hand to try to hold it straight. So just either a little inside on the slide or on the release, but that'll be a nose hit.
One thing I find about, I play a little bit of mixed, and I really notice that women actually have better throws than men do too.
Yeah, I've always said this, and
Like, I'm always impressed when I sweep
because we have
a
less
woman's
margin
rock,
for
right?
error.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like you have to be better as a thrower because you don't have the sweepers to make up the difference. So I've always said that if somebody had to throw a draw to save my life, I would want it to be a female thrower with male sweeper, because you're used to having to be like we have 6 feet and the men have 10, 12 feet, right? So it's just as the thrower you have to be that much more accurate.
My top 3 is Morgan Muse, then Chelsea Carey, and then Kayla Skrillex. Those are how I rank who I'd want to throw to the pin.
Brad's not biased or anything. That's actually a big rollout there by Team Kitazawa. That I thought it was going to be perfect and it just kept going, but you want to make the roll, but you had to stick your shooter there. So that's a pretty big miss.
There's been some incredible setups that have just kind of like blown up.
Gone away.
Yeah. But, very entertaining, though. Like, some really, like, from the second end, even the first end, right? It's kind of been really cat and mouse, and then nobody's just really kind of pounced yet.
100%. And I think the back half of this game, we're going to see more rocks in play and more sort of forcing the issue, especially for the team with the hammer. And so we're in for a good one here, I think, because both teams are playing pretty well. But, yeah, they'll want that one back for Team Kitazawa. That was a really good chance to set up a pretty easy 2, and now it's going to be a blank attempt likely if this is, assuming this is made.
Looks good. Big roll in now. Great throw.
Yeah, that precision again from Team Constantini. Just
what are they throwing, like 10 and a halves there, and just like
10 and a half
lasering
or so,
them,
yeah,
right?
and like on a dime, or like rolling it exactly where they hit and roll is a shot that's so much harder than it looks, and then people think it is, even than curlers think it is. It's a very, very hard shot, and they're making it look really easy tonight. Blank attempt here for Ikue Kitazawa. Gotta go on this one to get it to roll out.
Look at that. I think it's the rotation.
It's the rotation, so that will be a blank end. Tie game going to 6. Welcome back to the Autumn Gold Curling Classic, live from Okotoks, Alberta. I am Chelsea Carey. I am here with Brad Kokoreanis, and I'm just going to start calling you Brad Coco because I feel like when I say your full name, people actually don't know who you are. But when I just say Coco, they know you.
My name is longer than 4 letters, yeah.
Yes, much longer. So it's been a very much close to the chest, kind of a strategic game here between these two teams, very much cat and mouse, and a little bit of a defensive start, and both teams kind of waiting for the other one to blink, and then now it looks like we're going to see some real action here with two guards in play.
I know you guys have been listening to every single word, but we talked about this, right? We talked about soft deuces, we talked about not really getting too complicated, and it looks like we got 3 ends to go and it's go time.
Yeah, and I think that both teams kind of were planning for it to go that way. Oh, we're going to get 3 guards here, maybe.
I'm surprised they even knew where to put the ice for the corner there.
So both teams seem to have played it basically to culminate to this
great pair.
moment.
That's an awesome pair.
Yeah. So what's so interesting about the double center guard, I think it's underutilized, quite frankly. Personally, I believe that, because it also takes away the corner guard.
So especially with this being this far on center.
Exactly.
Towards
and so they
corner.
left that offset on purpose. They left that on that side of the center line on purpose so that it would take away this out-turn path behind the corner guard. So not only do you
and now you're going around the center.
Yeah, not only do you set yourself up for a steal, but you force your opponent to now play around the center, which is what you want them to do. So it feels scary to throw, because we're trained to think it's really, really aggressive to throw 2 center guards. I would suggest it's actually a great force play.
Because you're drawing on top no matter what if they go around,
exactly.
right? So you're just cutting off.
All you're doing is playing a force. They go around this and you freeze to it, and it's a force.
Look how close they came to that.
Yeah,
corner.
they almost hit
amazing.
that outside guard.
I really like this setup here. It's good for both teams. It's going to be a fun end.
But it's so interesting because we watched Team Constantini play the whole first half very defensively. Like they for the first 2 ends without the hammer, they went into the house.
Well,
and then
Kitazawa too.
Both teams.
Yep.
But then they finally threw a corner guard, and now we've got double guns from Constantini on the center line here. And we're going to have some action in the
Hey,
sixth.
question though. Is she drawing behind to pin, or is she drawing on top?
They're the only team you could ask that question about.
If they threw the intern around, I would have actually just thrown my mic down and walked out. So
if I was Team Kitazawa, I would have also walked out.
It's over.
If they make that, I'm done.
The Matrix reset shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations. Good luck tomorrow. I'll see you later.
Fantastic freeze there. 5 perfect stones, right?
Yep.
So this is curling, ladies and gentlemen, and kids and dogs and everybody else who's listening.
Robson.
Hi, Robson. Hi, Adam. Oh, and you're looking after a cat right now, too. But did you leave the TV on?
I am. No, I didn't leave the TV on. Trying not to run my electric bill up.
Oh, yeah. Electricity.
But my parents are watching.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Mary.
What did we call Baba? Baba Ma.
You called her Bubba.
Baba.
It's Baba. Yeah. Baba Mary.
Baba Man. Just tapping here?
I think for now, just probably a freeze. If you had the line, you might sweep it to try to move it a little bit, but
nose, or where do you want this to end up?
I think you want it, like, I think in a perfect world you'd actually cross it a tiny bit, like nose, just like lean on the other side of center, but mostly you just got to make this. They initially looked at the double peel, which honestly I think is what I would have played.
Gotta go
this
here.
This one's light. Great sweep to get it that far, but still going to be light, and that's essentially another guard. So
I thought tight too. Like they just looked like they pounded and really
right
held
away.
it. Yeah.
So now for Constantini, you're going, what do I do? Because you're expecting that to be made, and you're pretty happy with the situation in the house. But if you ever had a chance to, you'd love to be shot rock somehow. Not this shot, but like, do you freeze on there again with this intern? They're making that hole look big, and it's now way smaller because of that yellow rock where it is. The hole is hard to get through now, but if you ever could get to right where Stefania's broom is right now.
Like you're talking the intern right now.
Yeah. I don't think you can get
any what do you mean the hole is tighter than you think? Just let me know. I'm trying to.
So because where that yellow rock stopped, Like the hole was
the last rock
yeah,
thrown.
So that Kitazawa rock that's in the top of the full 12 foot there makes this intern hole really, really tight.
Yeah.
Because you got to get by this wide guard, and then you got to try to pound it past that one. Where when that wasn't there, it wasn't that hard to make the freeze. But now it's tough. But they're gonna try it.
And you have to be careful too, because you can't just like freeze a shallow corner of either, right? Because like then you might have a nose.
I think if you froze a shallow corner, you'd be okay. But I don't think it's possible to freeze a shallow corner because of the hole.
It just curls. Okay.
Yeah, because of the hole being so tight.
Well, like Kitazawa like squeezed by that yellow corner guard, right? And just
exactly. And you're only throwing a few feet more weight than that. But this one's tight too, I think, to this top.
Maybe slowing down here 2 in a row.
Vai che è perfetta!
Oh no, they're good. No, you're right.
No, it's gonna. If you corner freeze to this, it would be okay.
Sit.
Buona così.
I don't think that's terrible, because I think if you make the double, you could probably kill both reds, but you're going to kill the yellow as well.
Yeah.
So then everything would be gone, which for Constantini isn't the worst, because then you just draw around there again.
Cazzo, sì, era perfetta. Ben giocata. Comunque così top, perché se gioca la gialla va sempre.
You're in a bit of trouble here right now if you're Kitazawa, which sounds crazy because you're shot rock, but
one shot away, right, from being in a lot of trouble.
I'm nervous. I'm real nervous if I'm Kitazawa.
I hate when there's all of these rocks out front and your rock is just the one sitting in the back.
When you don't want to ever throw a guard, when you're only sitting one and they're all in the center line, when you have the hammer, you don't want to guard it. But you're also a little scared, so then at some point you go, geez, do we ever throw a guard here?
Do you ever, like, try and just, like, throw board and roll over a hair on that red so you kind of, like, protect your shot rock? Or what do you think? What would you do here?
I think I might be running these guards, but I think I would have done that one rock sooner.
I think you've been saying that for 3 shots in a row now. So, hint.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything good going on for you in there, and I don't think there's anything you can do with the angles that you have to make it any better.
Yeah.
So I think you run this, if you run the long one back into that one, if you ever clip this other red and kind of spill everything out of there, then at least you sort of open it up and give yourself a chance. It's not.
You're still sitting, like, even if you're running your yellow, that yellow back in, you're still probably sitting in a decent spot.
Well,
right?
and ideally you actually slash it onto the other red.
Oh,
the
okay,
top
all
red.
the way across.
Yeah, and then that, like, so red, and
red,
then you could clear everything. Yeah. Well, even if you don't touch the back one, you're fine. But they're gonna play this quiet. Oh, they gotta get it by. They really gotta go.
The last 3 shots here. I don't know what's going on.
The spot on the ice maybe a little soft, or we're just seeing different releases maybe, but that was not a lot of weight either.
I feel like I just feel like they've been soft this end.
But it could be that the ice is getting a little soft through the middle. Not sure, but we've seen them overcurl in this spot now 3 or 4 times in a row, really, with and be light on speed, which the ice has been really quick, so we haven't really seen them miss light, either team miss light, for much of the game so far.
I've listened to Mike call a few of my games on this ice, and he's always bragging about how the speed still holds up. So I'd be very surprised.
That's been my experience on this ice too, when I've played in Okotoks, is that the speed stays really good. It's just interesting that we've seen this many shots in a row in the same spot missed light.
Way to capitalize.
Great spot.
Buona, I want to know what they said, because it sounds so nice compared to good shot. Great shot. Buona Ele. That must. Okay. The Vino hit.
We're all admiring Brad's Italian in the booth right now.
Yeah.
So remember when we said even though Kitazawa was shot, they were in trouble? Now they're in trouble.
She should have ripped the guards.
Much earlier, yes. I actually think now I thought you didn't have a choice before, but I think now you really might not have a choice. But they're still looking at this outside one. I don't know. Like, you can't leave them sitting 2 in there, I don't think. So you could run this center guard red onto the yellow, and it's hard to hit it so thin that you don't make some noise on those back 2 reds. That would be what I would be looking at if it was me, but looks like they're considering this outside red. I'm not sure if they're going to try to run it into the other 2 reds, or if they're looking at a hit and roll here. Could maybe go through the hole here. There is a hole between that outside, that red in the top of the 12-foot, and the guard and the red in the top.
Like to sit second, third.
Yeah, like kill the back one, roll.
But 2 guards still on that then, right?
Yeah, I still don't love it. It is possible to do that, but it's not. It's a hard shot.
Against some teams, do you ever just try to keep it close and then set up like a big shot in the last couple ends? Like, is that kind of what maybe Kitazawa's trying to do here?
Yeah, you maybe could, but with the hammer and 6, like you should be wanting to
One.
score.
One, right?
Yeah, at least one. I mean, ideally more than one, but they're in trouble now to have a shot for one. They're gonna play this quiet. It looks like a sort of a board or a bumper wait here. Try to kill the back one and hopefully stick the shooter in there somewhere. It's pretty close. Gotta curl a little.
Sicked. No. Yes?
Yeah,
perfect.
I think so they're sitting second and third. Pretty good shot.
I would have tried to like roll under the guards, but like this is still fine, right?
Well, they didn't have a lot of room. I mean, they didn't have a ton more room to get by that and make the roll. But yeah, in a perfect world, yes, you would have stuck it behind the guards. But
guys, in club curling, that was lots of room. Okay. I'm being told by 2 like, you know, really good women skips in Canada here that 10 centimeters was not that much of room.
I love that it's more room in club curling than it is for us. That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you know, I got like 1.25 rotations on my throws.
It is actually true though that, you know, you play against some teams and they like, I'll watch them make this crazy hooky in turn with no rotation that who's in there past the guard, and I look at my third and go I can't make that.
Then Colin sitting on her shoulder being like, don't watch the rocks.
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting. Even me playing last weekend, I see a lot more people actually bringing more rotation into their game now too. And then to see people that you've seen curl for 20 years have a different release has been really interesting, because rotation's kind of been the thing for, I think, for like the last, since Nick made that shot, right?
Yeah, I would suggest since Mowat started throwing as many rotations.
Sure, 100%. Yeah. I would say
like
that.
The spinner has only accelerated that, but Mowat all of a sudden came out throwing 1 million rotations, and we all went, why would you do that? And then we watched them win everything.
Especially with their sweeping, right?
Yeah. And so the thing about more rotation is, historically we always went, that's what makes it go straighter. It does for a while, but all it really does is delay the break point, and then after the break point it curls more. So then you can really manipulate it with good sweepers at the end. So I think Mowat was the team that sort of brought it to the forefront. But Nick's spinner, obviously, like, that's the best shot I've ever seen.
That was like the moment we realized, right?
I said, and I tweet, and like, you can go back in my Instagram stories and see this. I tagged Nick in it, and I think he shared it, and I said, the game just changed, guys. Like, curling just changed.
I think we live together still, and I'm like, did you see that? And you're like, yep, speechless.
I still don't believe that it's there. Like, I see those rocks, and I'm like, there's not a chance you can make that. It's not
possible.
Who
made the last one that was really
Kleider at the slam, yeah.
Oh.
It was, but neither team ended up winning the game, but they were 2 of the best shots I've ever seen.
Also, you saw on TV for the first time multiple people try it and like not make it.
It gets tried a lot now.
Yeah.
I've tried it. Like, it's, everybody's going to do it now. This is going to tick on the top. They were trying to get around this. That's the first time we've seen them not squeak past a guard. I think it got deep enough that it's hard to make the double.
I wonder what happened here. This has been a rough end, and maybe the ice changed a little bit, and we're just getting into like late at night.
We've not seen them tick on guards really either team all game, and then now we're seeing it. So not sure if it's maybe just getting a little bit more curl as it wears in here, which is possible, and not a bad thing. But we're seeing both teams get fooled by it right now.
maybe the next A game is first thing in the morning and the B game is at noon. So somebody's trying to throw something here, maybe? You know, sleeping in on a Saturday is fine. No, you want to win A all the time. Just kidding.
Well, no, if you knew you were going to get to the playoffs, you would rather go through B. But you don't know that, so you would rather win A.
Yeah, okay.
Well, because it's more games, so you like.
Yeah, because you get a whole day break, right?
You want A because you're guaranteed it.
I'm pretty sure I'm sitting beside 2 Alberta provincial champions that won A and had a whole day off and won provincials. Yeah, okay, never mind. We got a B qualifier and then just A over here. So.
I only won 2 Alberta provincials, 1 through B and 1 through A.
Oh.
Never through C. I didn't.
That's saved for Kevin Cooey to win.
I don't
through
think
C.
I ever actually. Yeah. It's also the Jennifer Jones strategy, like backs to the wall, and then she would just rattle off wins.
Both these teams want to win. Let's not kid ourselves.
No, it's. Yeah, they're so deep into the season now, and they're trying. Everybody's trying to gear up for the slam and everything else. So yeah, no, it's a joke that we're saying that they would be wanting to.
All of these ladies have been throwing every single day, right? Like we don't need a break here, or we do need a break. Is what I'm trying to say. Plus, Okotoks on a fall Saturday morning. There's lots of great stuff here. Have you guys ever been to that crazy coffee house that's down here that's all painted black and white? It's one of the craziest places I've ever been to.
Another reason for everyone to come down to Okotoks and check it out and watch some curling
Main
tomorrow.
Street. I don't know, but it's like the entire place is painted black and white, and you walk in and you're like, where the heck am I? And then all of the like pastries look so much more beautiful, and yeah.
So trying a hit and roll here, but they've got to go to save this one. This might not make contact. It's just going to touch it.
They're just throwing this weight that hangs around. No,
it's not
this
gonna
time.
Matter. They're trying to make a roll behind sort of there's a bit of a wall here. Like if they could have rolled even to the edge of the forefoot, they would have been pretty protected. But
it's interesting because like remember the first and second end they were kind of a little heavy, and now they've seemed like they've been really soft.
Yeah, I feel like the problem sometimes when the ice changes a bit is you just finally get used to the fact that it's run straighter. So we've thrown a few rocks in the same spot. It's straighter and straighter. Then you adjust to that, so you bring the weight down a bit, you move the ice in a bit, maybe you don't set it as much, and then the ice starts to curl a little more, and you feel a little deceived, but like that's a pretty normal pattern for ice, so they should know that. That's what's going to happen, but yeah, it sort of feels like they finally made the adjustment to it running too straight on them, and that they were missing everything wide, and now they're throwing it the way they think they want to,
like
and they're
softer,
missing it tight. Yeah.
That's true too. They were like a hair wide, and now just.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of a double correction situation.
And it's incredible, like the ice is kind of really penalizing you for that too, right?
Like, I think the ice looks. I actually.
No, but it's just saying it's like if you throw softer, it's going to take off.
Yeah, I think now the ice has settled into being really good. The speed hasn't changed at all. We're just seeing a little bit more curl, which is ideal.
Yeah.
But it's an adjustment because you sort of you sort of cook a path and it goes straight, and then now we're starting to see that bit more curl as the pebble wears in a bit here.
How did they not sweep that? Oh, they just knew it was a little heavy.
But still, like you need to get that by, and they are unbelievable at just shaving the edge of a no, it's not even a guard, it's a rock in the fully foot.
14-3 on that. So like I know Chelsea took one in the third end. It was 14-4. So like
yeah, it's
the speed's the same.
The speed has not changed. It's just curling a little bit more.
And that's like very conducive to this ice too. Like playing on it for lots of years is like this ice doesn't slow down.
14-3 is back forefoot without any sweeping.
Yeah.
So you're a 14-5, 14-7 to T-line, which to me is ideal speed.
I remember playing in a tournament out here when it was like 16-3, and I still have nightmares.
That's
but
too fast.
It's okay.
Especially too fast for leads. You got to throw a guard.
I know.
Yeah, a guard on 16-3 is no fun.
Allora, ho un po' di
the speed is great and the ice looks phenomenal. It just you're going to see it kind of the pebble wears in and it gets a little straighter, and now it kind of settles and it's getting that bit more curl, but the speed hasn't changed from practice to now.
We're so lucky in Alberta to have these groups of in recent years, there's been like Mike Libis, I think he was the first person to do it in Alberta. And he's got Peter and Dan, and then Darren has it now, and Matt Yo, and we have these like incredible. I think Morgan in Cochrane's really kind of focused on it, and I'm getting goosebumps because like I really, as a person who grew up in Alberta, and you grew up in Manitoba, so like the two hotbeds, and obviously you've represented both. But I just feel like in the last 5 years, really since post-COVID, we've started being treated to some like incredible ice in Alberta.
I agree with that, and good ice making breeds good ice making, and I would suggest to you that Jamie Barassa actually started
100%, yeah.
Not started it, but was before any
kind of
those
like
people we just talked about.
Yeah.
So then, when that's in Manitoba, we watched it go from Hans Wutrick to Greg Owasco, Mark Shurik, and so like it gets fed down, and it becomes a bit of a culture thing, which is incredible.
And we start getting events here now too, like we'll
because
win sport all the time, right?
Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to fly the guy in or fly him as far, and that's just what happens. So yeah, I've definitely seen it happen in Alberta since I've been here, and when I first moved, we played on a lot of Jamie's ice, and I love Jamie's ice. He's absolutely incredible, and so then
like OG-ish, right? Yeah. Like from out west in Western Canada.
Yeah. He's amazing, and so then you see that passed down to the other people, and like he's coming and teaching people and stuff, and that's the great thing about our community as curlers and ice makers and everything is. We want the best for curling, so everybody wants to share their knowledge, which is, I don't know that it's totally unique to our sport, but certainly it's not every sport that's like that.
And now you have the best team in Italy and one of the best teams in Japan playing in Okotoks on a Friday evening, right? Like that's really awesome.
Absolutely.
Kudos to like the Autumn Golds crew and the board, and then also just the legacy of this event.
I think we need some sort of press release, or like there needs to be a siren. We just Team Constantini ticked on guard. Yeah, that has not happened yet.
You know what? But still, like, what are we gonna do here now?
I would be looking at hitting that on the nose, that red rock on the nose.
I am trying to count rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this last rock?
Oh, it might be. Yeah. I mean, that's.
Is she drawing?
I don't know that you can get two. Yeah, so
she's drawing. This is the farthest we've been. Look at them trying to warm up the ice.
I do think you could get to that. If you hit it on the nose, I think you could get to that way.
Like roll under even too a bit.
Yeah,
you got a little bit of space.
Yeah, like if you get a little low, I think you make it. If you hit it on the nose, then I think you touch that, like the yellow touches the back red. So then as long as you stay on the nose, you make it that way too.
But even throw like back 8 without turning.
You could either way, yeah. There's options there, but
hey, let's take the path less.
This draw is there for sure. They only need the sort of 3/4, 4 foot, so definitely there, but maybe a little bit fresh ice out here.
What did we? I didn't expect that. That was fun. Don't hit the boards. Oh my God.
Potrebbe essere buona.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be okay. Don't
hit it.
Don't hit it. Don't hit it.
Don't give up on it yet. This is going to come in hard here. Watch out. That's got a curl still, but that's close. The weight's great.
Oh, sweet.
Just need it to
curl. Oh, wow. We're going to see one.
There it is.
Yes. Oh, my
shot.
goodness.
Ikue Kitazawa.
Look at it. It's almost went
spinner for 2. What a great shot for that deuce.
I'm flushed. This is great. begin.
Buona.
Okay, I'm unflushed now. Let's begin the 7th end.
That was Brad counting us in. Thank you to Brad for that.
Buona.
I just can't believe we were talking about spinners and then that was a great example.
That was an unbelievable example. Amazing shot there by Ikue Kitazawa for her 2 points in 6. So they will take the 2-point lead into 7 here. Stefania Constantini will have the hammer. Not surprisingly, we see some guards in play early for Constantini needing to generate at least a 2 here. What you really are looking for is a 3, honestly, because
you want to be able to force.
Well, yeah, the chances of winning tied are not great when the ice is as good as what we've seen tonight here in Okotoks. So looking to set up a 3 early, I would imagine that you'll probably see another corner guard here. The question is whether it'll be stacked or on the other side. Based on the position of the first one, I'm thinking it'll be on the other side.
I hate seeing what I just saw there, the slap of the broom on the ice like that and then go to carve, but whatever.
Yeah, there's some conversations being had about sweeping and carving and dumping and all those kinds of things. It's a very hot button conversation right now in curling for sure.
You should see me. I'm not very good, so my head swivels around everywhere. But I just hate to see a outside slap and then.
Occhio! Occhio!
Yeah. So.
Arriva, zip, zip, zip.
Goal here is 3, right, for Italy?
Yeah, no, I'm surprised, honestly, that this isn't a guard, but you're trying early to set up your 3.
Vai, prendi la gialla.
You would never want to blank here, Chelsea, and then try for 3 and 8s. Like, isn't it the exact same thing?
Yes, it is. So I would
actually, it's a win versus a setup, right?
Yeah. So they'd rather blank here than get 2 for sure. Like 2, you don't really want 1 or 2. You want 3 or a blank, which is a bit hard to do. But based on the fact that they played a freeze there, I think you're right. I think that's kind of what they're thinking blank more than
center.
Yeah.
They're playing the center.
Anyone who's planning to play these teams for the rest of the season, that's your scouting report right there. They are not trying to get their 3 and 7. They would like it in 8, which I think you see fairly often. If you were to watch the slams, that would be what most teams would do. They would try to blank this end and then get 3 in 8 rather than try to do it in 7.
11.
I find it interesting that, when the 5 rock came in, the men kind of like powered through it, and I kind of see like a pullback to a little bit more of a finesse game now too, right? Like to try and generate points versus hit your way through things. You're looking at me right now like, what are you talking about? But but still try for the first 4 rocks to try and set something up and then power through, but as opposed to like hit immediately as soon as that 5th rock was thrown, right? So
yeah, I agree with that. I think you're seeing a couple extra guards from the men's teams because, and I would suggest that that's because they're so confident in being able to make the run double or whatever. So they don't mind delaying it a shot or 2 to potentially set up 2, but then because they still have time to bail. I think when 5 rock rule first came out, everybody was so worried that there would be so many rocks that they wouldn't be able to score. Yeah. So they were bailing sooner. But I think the men have come to the point where they're like, well, no, we'll make contact in the house. So they delay it by a shot or 2 to try to set up multiples. And if they don't have it, then they just start blasting stuff.
But I think the women show that like you have to be like ultra aggressive too at some point to kind of start pushing things, right? Like you might not be able to bail with 3. So there's like, I feel like the 5 rock rule was actually kind of perfected by like women being aggressive with it.
I think the difference is that women, I would say that we approach the 5 rock rule maybe a tiny bit different. You'd see men, if they need to score 2, they're throwing 2 guards, 2 corner guards. Yeah. Women, if they need to score 2, won't throw the second corner guard. They'll go around.
The corner, like their own guard.
Throw the guard, go around it, because. If you don't do that, so if you throw 2 corners, then you go around 1, now you're leaving a whole bunch of rocks in the middle, and you better make a run double or you're not scoring. And the men are very confident in doing that, and the women will still be able to make it a good percentage of the time, but not as high a percentage of the time. And especially based on the level of women's team we're talking about. So you'll see them go around the corner because it's a free, as long as you bury it, it's a free rock that can't be hit. They can't hit the guard, they can't hit the rock in the house. So you can set up a deuce that way. It's not really a way to set up 3, but it's definitely a way to set up 2.
Yeah.
But in men's curling, they're so good at the run backs and stuff that it's not even really a way to set up 2. So to me, the difference is that it's still a little bit less aggressive from the women than it is from the men, based solely on the idea of like they're just, the men just aren't going to miss run backs. The women are really good at run backs, but you'll get more misses, a few more misses from the women statistically than you will from the men.
I just think some of these like women's like N7 and 8, and I even think all the way back to the Scotties in Calgary, was it last year? Like things just get really interesting.
2 years ago,
like,
yeah.
Either like really ugly or really interesting, because like it gets messy, right?
Women's and this is, you know, maybe not a popular opinion, I don't know, but women's curling is way more interesting to watch because it's not like the men are almost too good that it can get boring if you're, you know, they just make everything and they make all these run backs and stuff and then it's a blank.
I don't think that there's ever been a Briar comeback from 6-1.
5-1.
5-1, but yeah.
Thank you for that shout out.
Biased best fan.
I would say sorry to Rachel, but she's won 2 Scotties and 2 Worlds in the last 2 years, so I think she's probably fine.
Actually, I was really Tracy just got keys to the city because I actually forgot.
Rachel has keys to Ottawa too. She got it
like
years ago, and because they asked her, Colin asked her if she's tried to use it for anything, and she said it set off alarms when she tried to.
I looked at Tracy. She's like, "What's going on here? I'm getting keys to a city," and they're still not done at either, right?
Oh,
which is crazy,
not
right?
even close.
Yeah.
Okay, so things looking reasonably promising here for Constantini, but just trying to figure out the angles because that 8-foot yellow is the problem here for Team Constantini. Those 2 reds are in a really good spot, but it's too easy for Kitazawa to run that yellow in there, so they're going to try to maybe just tap things around here and change the angles up a bit.
What would be your shot?
I think you have to play this.
Play which?
This little tap chisel thing
on
that
the red.
Trying. Yeah, but I think I don't.
They talked about the yellow red too, the 8-foot yellow to the red.
Yeah, I actually don't hate the back red. So if you could ever squeeze by the
like intern at it.
Out turn the
back red.
Well, either one. You could play it either way. If you could tap one of those reds onto the shot rock yellow. And kind of roll your shooter to a place
like unlock the yellow, right?
To come off, yeah.
Or get access to the yellow.
Yeah, like the problem right now is that those 2 reds are in a pocket, which would be good for you if that yellow wasn't there. But if they play any sort of run back on anything, that yellow is going straight into both of those reds.
Yeah.
So you need to move one of those reds to a spot where it's not, where it's not going to get killed by, like automatically killed by some sort of run back here from Kitazawa. So yeah, I think you play either of those reds, but I think you want to sort of chisel one of them.
Okay, intern or out turn for you?
I like the out. They've played it a bunch.
Intern or out turn? Intern, out turn? Okay, we got 50-50 split and then a lead that has no opinion. So
if I had to get it to curl, I would throw my intern. But this, like the out, they could see more of this on the out turn side. But she must be throwing some.
The thing is, though, is the way it curls, the intern kind of looks juicy to me, but. It sits there, though. I don't know.
They're throwing this.
I thought there would be way less
hard.
weights.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not an Olympic gold medalist. So.
Woo! Nor am I. Great shot. What do we know?
Yeah. The only thing is that yellow is still in the 8-foot, but the thing is, though, it's like it's like past the talking stick, right?
And at least it put some pressure on Kitazawa because there wasn't any before. So now.
That was a fantastic shot. Like
Yeah.
And like, there's 4 cherries in the frickin' house too, right? So.
Well, and that's the thing with it. Like, so now you're putting the pressure on them.
Yeah.
So now, like in theory, you would just come down and do what she's talking about, and you would run that yellow onto something. But it's you're afraid to do that too soon because then you bring in the possibility of those two outside reds behind the corner guard. They're counting. So right now your yellow is unremovable for Constantini, but they're sitting too.
Yeah.
So how aggressive do you get?
And what do you do here? Tap? Like, do you hit the outside with the intern and roll under? Like, what do you do?
Well, they initially talked about the chase around the guard, like the intern chase, and like roll to sort of edge of the forefoot or something, but
the intern chase. I'm just
around the corner guard.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see it. So she is playing this now to roll under. Oh no. I don't know what she's doing.
I think she's just tapping it sort of into the, like you just try to set up the angle. So if you tap it into the pocket, your yellow into those two reds, and then sort of keep your shooter there, and as long as you don't set up a double, then you're pretty happy because you'll be probably still second or third, and fourth or fifth up here, but you give yourself maybe a chance to play a big weight clearing shot after.
Yeah. Their broom strokes are so perfect when they sweep.
Yeah.
Like they
precision.
literally just go from curl speed to carve. Like it takes me 30 seconds to do that, and they do it in one stroke. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so we were complaining about this. When you see the teams smack their broom on the ice, there's you could argue there's multiple reasons. Some of them a little bit more untowards than others, but
trying to get your broom head in the right position.
Yeah. So what you're doing is when we're going curl distance, what you'll see teams do is basically a 45-degree angle, the way the rock is curling. So with the curl, when they're going curl without worrying about the distance, then it's what we call the knife. So it's when their broom, they turn their broom sideways, and that's when they smack their broom, that's what they're doing. But there's also some speculation that there's brooms being smacked in a pretty strategic place to send some debris out towards the running surface of the rock, which obviously is not ideal and certainly is not in the spirit of curling, but could be a thing that's happening. But anyway, so that's the difference. So and that's why you'll hear teams say curl distance versus just curl. So there's two completely different sweeping strokes for those two things.
While we were talking about that, the Italians just did a plow with a knife and then switched, and that also boggles my mind. Their sweeping is beautiful. If any of you are like looking to get into curling, who cares about the big shots and calling the game? Sweeping is what it's all about.
It's certainly where we're making progress in curling now.
Spinners and sweeping.
But a spinner is about sweeping too.
100%, yeah.
So it's like you can only get so good at throwing a curling rock. So now we're seeing the little things make the difference. Like some of it is the sports psych side, the like mental training side, and a lot of it is the sweeping. And
do you know what
the difference in precision that we're seeing with the sweeping now?
You know what I want is to be able to kick to the boards and then kick off the boards to get new angles.
Like bumper curling.
Yeah, but only with your body bumper.
Body bumper.
Before the hog line still, like you got to actually screw the hog line. Nobody releases it before the hog line anyways anymore.
That's going to change.
I want there to be a guillotine that if you don't release before the hog line, your hand gets cut off.
That seems aggressive. But
Squid Games and stuff too, we're all numb to that now. But like, even just this last weekend, I was like, oh my goodness. Did you not notice this big fat line? But
yeah. What line? What line are we
Kayla just admitted she does not see the hog line. Oh, shoot. I just want to see one of these ends when all of the shots are made because, like, they're set up so well.
Okay, so now Now the problem is you're sitting. You're sitting 2 for Constantini, and you're scared.
Is that an easy run back though? Like, is that a perfect run back double?
Yeah, I think they both fly for fun.
Do you ever just roll under now? Like, if you roll under or even draw, like they can just draw to the back of the forefoot.
Yeah, I mean, being Team Constantini, it's all they've done all game. If you just sink one back four.
Outturn or intern. There's less room on the intern, so let's play it.
No, but there's no that you can't. I don't think you can make the outturn because of the corner guard.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was actually looking at the left side of the screen.
Yeah, intern. You need to throw the intern at. Yeah. But anyways, if you make this draw around there, then even if the double goes, which I think it does, you still have a shot for 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah, you could also, like, if you really want to put some pressure on, but then you open yourself up to maybe not getting your 2. But you could play it quiet at this top yellow with, say, like a probably bumper, solid hack to bumper, and try to hit it. And so you kill the top one, you clip the back yellow, splay those reds a bit, kill the top yellow, roll your shooter over there, and now you're sitting 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and you put some pressure on Kitazawa, but if they make something, you might be forced. So it's just a matter of how bad you want to score more than 2, I think, at this point.
Just to reach out to everybody who just listened to that, I'm sitting beside 2 Alberta champs here, and they're both nodding their heads and following all
for
that.
The record,
and this
Kale
is a very
typical
thing for me when I listen to Chelsea talk about strategy. I just, like, I had no idea what she's talking about, but I can't wait to see what she didn't say is going to happen, but wish that what she said was going to happen happened. Did that make sense?
No.
Exactly. The exact same thing. Now we're both in the same boat. Okay. Start over again. I'm disappointed. I wanted to see all that crazy stuff you talked about, and now we're just doing a draw, which we originally talked about that they were going to do.
Yeah.
With the I thought it was the outturn. Yeah. This has been fun. bingo, curling bingo check mark again. I don't know. You still have to make a really good shot here.
This is a shot they've made all game, though. So here comes Stefania Constantini trying to wrap this around these rocks in the top of the forefoot. You don't even need, it's not about being buried. Because
you can be back 4,
it doesn't
right?
matter. You just need to be third shot, because Kitazawa's running these 2 yellows into those top 2 reds all day, no matter where this one goes.
What happens if you're wide open back 4?
I don't think it changes anything. I think she's still doing that, because if she plays a freeze or something, she brings in the possibility of 3 or 4. This one looks a little light.
15, 13, so half a second.
Oh, now these reds all go.
And you blocked off your intern too. She just made her shot way harder.
You could still choose to play it's still easier to make it with the yellow, but if you ever could hit that red a little off nose with peel, the reds, all 3 of those reds would fly.
Does that yellow sit though, or because the stagger rolls right?
I think it might. I think it's probably going to roll a bit.
So then, for sure your shot, and you're seeing nose, but then she might have a double for 4 then, right?
I know, that's why I would be tempted to run
double for 5, sorry.
Yeah, I would be tempted to run this red in there, her shooter, Stefania's shooter, into the other 2 and try to make the triple that way. Because I don't think, well, it's still for 3 though. You could still make that double. Well, no, it would jam there probably.
I just want to be honest.
It would either jam on the side or on the back. Maybe.
We've been talking about how Kitazawa's in a good spot here. Constantini's still sitting 2, and you have 1 rock to make a complicated shot, right?
Well, so I would suggest maybe the move is, so if you're Kitazawa and you hit this yellow, just off nose on the left-hand side as we look at it here, with not a ton of weight, throw a normal or something. Run it in there. You're not going to kill both reds, but you don't need to. As long as you kill one of them, you sit second, third, and maybe
staggered
fifth.
to staggered, right? Yeah.
And you mitigate your risk a little bit for them getting $1 million, because right now that's
that's
risk.
and you have when you have a group 3, that's sometimes a top triple, right? Like usually you have like a catcher to make the triple. Do you know what I mean?
You could play a chase on this red and try to roll behind the
Under,
mess.
and then but I just still think that Constantini has then outturn taps maybe at it.
No, well, not if you roll to the right place. Like if you roll underneath that. So if I'm hitting and rolling off this one on the right hand side now as we look at it, and I roll behind, like even
to the FG,
dead behind the on the right hand side of center line, like just biting center line, then she can't tap that onto it. Like it'll go past it.
I'm just trying to think too if you have like that in-turn red onto red on this, like the group stones. If she does this, if it goes run straight back, but then she's stealing one.
The red goes across the top always.
You're rolling out and then she's stealing one.
Yeah.
What is she called actually though?
We're not sure.
Okay, yellow here for. Okay, we have no idea what she's playing. This is gonna be fun.
Is she going through the hole?
Like to tap and roll under?
No, to sit second shot. Like
exactly.
This is more weight than that though. Just trying to make the double on the back too, maybe?
To sit 3? Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
The other thing to consider there for Team Kitazawa is that even if you give up 3, it's not the end of the world. So you're trying to hold her to 2, but if you give up 3, it's still
like
you still have the hammer coming home. Like it's not a disaster.
Like a 50-50 steal or a long shot 3.
So the only thing you can't do is give up 4 or 5. So I would suggest that part of the reason she played that with that kind of weight and stuff is to leave a bunch of yellow around, so you're not going to give up $1 million. If you give up 3, you give up 3. Ideally, it's less than that.
Honestly, everyone, super interesting game. The last 4 ends.
This end has been wild. This is
but it's been a really great game.
This looks like
hit and roll under, like tap under.
Yeah.
The thing is always like if you go right behind the yellows, like what does she have? Like that, then she has the red across, right? For
Arriva qua 15 secondi.
I'm trying to remember. Maybe just a split. Could she sit 3 potentially?
This is hammer.
So this is last rock.
Yeah.
Just a spinner, like to keep it straight. She is throwing lots of rotation.
That's not a spinner though. It's not like a full spinner.
But isn't there like a full spinner gets you more curl at the end and like a little bit more positive? We'll just let it run straighter. Oh boy, this will curl though. Curl. Look at this! Wow, what a great throw!
Oh my God!
We had no idea what she was going to do with the
Stefania
ice.
Constantini for 3. They will take a 1-point lead going to 8. 8th end action. It's going to be an exciting finish here in Okotoks, Alberta for the Autumn Gold Curling Classic. Huge 3 points put on the board by Italy's Stefania Constantini in the 7th end. Great shot. Bit of a spinner through the hole on the draw for 3. No hesitation from either team here in 8.
Super Giulia, brava.
Corner guard from Team Kitazawa. Double centers from Team Constantini. So we're right into this. It's been a well-played game so far. We've seen really good ice conditions. Probably got a little straighter in the first, after the first couple ends. As the pebble wears in, we see it get a little bit straighter, and then now we're starting to see it curl a little bit more. Speed has stayed basically identical, so that's all you want as a player, to be able to throw the same speed in the 8th end as you did in practice on the first few ends, and we're definitely seeing that here, which we're used to with this beautiful ice in Okotoks from Mike Libis. Come around here, attempt by Team Kitazawa. Made very well. Both of these teams looking for their first qualification of the season. Both of them have played a lot of events. This is Team Kitazawa's 8th event and Team Constantini's 6th event of the year. But both still looking for that first playoff appearance. We are on the A side of this event, so even the team that loses this game will have a couple more chances to get to that playoff round.
Linea perfetta, linea perfetta. Sì, ha preso, Giulia, vai, attacca. Buona, super.
Great
top.
Shot.
15,5.
Well done there by Team Constantini. Did overcurl a tiny bit, if we're being really nitpicky, not because it's going to matter right away, but now if another freeze is made and then some sort of run back double is made, that red will now squirt to the right hand side as we look at it, where if they were frozen red on the nose, it wouldn't go anywhere. May not end up mattering, but would have liked that to curl a hair less if they got to choose. But perfect weight, as we've seen all game from this Italy team. They're just their
double
speed
guards
control
with
is
the
amazing.
perfect second first rock, right? So yeah.
Yeah, no one's missed yet. This one's a little
And
light though.
Still not terrible though, right? Like it's a nice control rock.
The angle's pretty good on that yellow right now. You would have obviously loved it frozen, but you force Team Italy to go to the other turn. And again, this hole looks really small, but we just saw them do it last end, and they make it look easy getting through.
Tighten up the ice here too, eh?
Tight. Well, so it's going to be more rotation, right?
Yeah.
Like they take tight ice.
They literally took like 30 centimeters less ice to throw this.
They throw that extra rotation, so they get by the outside guard. And then because the break point is so delayed, they'll get by the inside guard too, and then it will just curl like crazy in those last 5 or 6 feet. This one's tight though.
Come on. Oh no.
Giulia,
I think it's just light.
apri la rossa.
Yeah, just light there.
Così.
With that adjustment, you really have to throw it to the spot too, right?
Yeah, and that is like, you better get the speed right.
Because you're sweeping for the line already.
If you're a little heavy, you rack the outside guard. If you're a little light, you do what they just did. So there's not a lot of margin for error in that sense.
Imagine like practicing for perfection though, right? Like that's
well, you better be doing that anyway.
Yeah,
so the spinner just sort of brings that out like even more, but these teams are all practicing for perfection anyway. Like you're seeing these teams now, if they make a run double but they didn't quite stick the shooter perfectly buried, they're mad.
Yeah. I guess like practicing for like different shots of perfection, right? Do you know what I mean?
The spinner is a totally different throw, and it's a different practice, and it's different sweeping and different ice and everything. So that's certainly a thing that we're seeing now since Nicholas's shot that we didn't see before.
I remember the multiple years we lived together during COVID, but you would tell me about you would just tell me about different releases, but like Before it used to be like you're taking a single release that you practice based on ice conditions, and now they're basically whipping out multiple throw releases in a single game.
We had 3 releases that we would use, but we didn't change the rotation. So now what they're doing more so than messing around with release is messing around with rotation. Like you've heard Rachel say it forever, and we've been doing it for
How are you going to throw it?
Yeah, so it'll either be positive, keep it there, or straight through.
Yeah.
And that just means the amount of set on the rock. But now what you're seeing is basically you need to talk about how much rotation you're throwing.
Oh, I'm just going to throw 11 rotations on this throw. Okay.
I honestly think that's what it's going to get to. Like the same way we talk about.
Could you imagine the skip calls like a number?
I think that's where it's going. Like
That's
the same as we call hog to hogs for speed now. I think you're going to hear that about rotation.
So it's time for me to win a Canadian championship and then retire and go play hockey.
That's quite the series of steps that are still required. Peel attempt here from Team Kitazawa, trying for the double peel, but going to hit this one too thin.
That up weight all game just really ran straight, eh?
Yeah, and I don't
or just
know if
fooled them. It's been consistent.
It's been very consistent. I'm not sure if it's a bigger set than they're expecting or what it is, but they've missed all the big weight stuff. They've missed on the high side, on the under curl side.
I've always found here that like with the curl that I sometimes underestimate like the set, and then the set runs way straighter because there's still so much curl.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that's just like because of the speed, and yeah, you're like, what are you talking about right now? But
no, I think I don't think you're wrong.
I've just always been shocked at how straight it can, how you can be devastated from a bad hit.
If you overset a hit, if you overset a hit, you're in trouble. So for Team Constantini now, pretty happy with this setup. You're just worried about some sort of combo run back here that
loses the game.
Well, I mean, it would leave you shot for now probably, unless it was this one. So I think you're probably trying to guard this tighter red guard on the right-hand side here, because that's the angle that's going to hurt you.
That's corner guard, too, at the beginning of the end is on the wrong side for Kitazawa, too.
Buona. Tieni linea. Tienila. Okay. Buona. Sola.
So that was hard line for a second. We saw them sweeping to keep it straight, and now they think they're good. The Italian's getting better as we go here.
I wish this is how much I got to sweep during the game. Like, they just throw... Actually, everybody tonight's thrown very, very good.
So interesting, they didn't actually take away the run back that was going to hurt
Usando la
them.
rossa però,
But
come
that's it's like you have, if you try it now and don't make it, you're probably losing the game.
A parte che noi abbiamo sempre
which run back are you talking about?
The right hand tight red here into the pile. So they threw this guard and they took it away with the in-turn quiet, but I still think you could make it with weight with either turn. If you threw firm or something, you could make it. But if they throw it now and miss it, I don't know that they'll have anything else, so that they're not going to play it just yet for Team Kitazawa here.
No.
And you're talking about the red?
The red in the hole, the tight red in the hole here.
Okay.
It's just like you're.
Sorry, you have to explain to me because I don't understand.
That's the one. Anyways, we're in a bit of a cat and mouse situation again, which has been great this whole game.
All 8 ends.
Yeah. So just guards now for Constantini, and then like, how do you ever? I guess you're just trying to keep it open to set, but it looks like she's throwing a draw here. Like you gotta figure out a way to get in there for 2 at the end of this, right?
She's sitting 1.
Yeah, but you're pretty closed in.
She just made she has the out-turn spinner all day though.
It's there, yeah. You're
right.
No, you're right. You're absolutely that's true.
There's way more room than the last one. I still forgot that we saw that. That was like That was epic.
Oh, they left it. Is it second?
If you're just like behind it, like if you're literally like 10 centimeters more, it's
so
a very
perfect,
good
yeah.
shot. But now it's you can rip and then you're going to need a spinner with an internet and out turn.
But you don't really want to rip because you want the center as blocked up as you can
If she just sits there, though, like if she plays like back line and sits there, is that not perfect?
She could play this run on the tight red guard. That's what they're looking at. I think you could play this with either turn. You gotta throw. I think you gotta throw some weight with either turn, but it's an option.
You don't like saving the run?
I don't mind saving the run. But
Nah, it's a moot point now because they're playing it. So.
Well, and honestly, what usually happens this late, we're late in the end already. If you save the run, you don't ever end up getting to throw it because they take it away from you somehow.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of risk to it right now, so you may as well try it. Especially if your second shot.
Especially if you throw control and make it perfect too.
Yeah.
Like honestly.
Yeah. There's that
Boom.
as well. Yeah.
Dovremmo essere shot. Bel tiro.
What?
9. Va benissimo.
Just the tap to back 8.
Yeah, they'll be shot if you can move that far enough.
So just so you know what it's like to be on the front end right now, like I'm basically crapping myself just hoping that I'm not going to make a mistake and then just not even engage with the back end.
You'd be the right side sweeper on this, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be the carve person. So then as soon as you're by, it's all you.
With my like high fat body percentage and my open position, I'm a really good carver though. So yeah.
Top così.
It's disgusting.
Well, but this literally, if I'm sitting in the hack right now, I'm going, okay. So as soon as we know we're by, it's
carve.
Yeah. Like whoever that sweeper is, like as soon as we know we're by. Just go. Just like head down, go.
When did carving start? Was it like when was Broomgate?
2015, 16.
So like I just remember when it was like so chill to be a sweeper, and now it's like you're just always on, right? It sucks.
Yeah, it used to be that if you were the...
I just block out all game. I'm like, oh, we won?
Oh yeah, it used to be that if you were the outside sweeper, you sort of got to just hang out, and now you have to sweep it half the time.
I actually think you sweep more carving now because like you always carve in like...
That was not really terribly close to making the shot that they called. Not
It was
sure.
just light too, like it was not
Yeah,
good.
I don't know if that was the throw or what, but it was curling really early.
Ma peel out? Ah, giusto. Allora, ragioniamo un secondo.
Okay, so you just don't want to screw this up now, right? Like you set up pretty good.
Ma secondo me non ci porta a niente guardarla.
Especially for to lose the game. You're always gonna have like they're always gonna have like Kitazawa's always gonna have last rock, but you just want.
They don't have a lot for one right now, though. If you could ever get rid of that yellow somehow, but you run the risk of just touching it sideways, and it might not be shot right now.
E se lei facesse, se fa anche questo, noi abbiamo il freeze.
I feel like though, if you just sit, if you just throw an 11 at this and hit it and sit there, like, what do you do?
You don't even have to sit there. If you just, as long as you kill the yellow, I mean, sitting there would be great.
Is this Constantini's last shot? No, it's her first one.
Yeah, but you don't need, like, you just need to get rid of it. Because
honestly, I've never won a Scotty, so you're right. Whatever you say is the
No, I mean, you would love to sit there. You would, like, that's the ideal shot, is to pump it back and sit there. But even if you don't sit there, the problem
you
is...
still have an open chance at it the whole time.
Yeah, the problem is if you're in between and you roll, like, a rock or two this way, then she can hit and roll underneath you. Like, you leave her a shot that she doesn't have right now.
I only think one possibility and you think 10 possibilities.
Well, and the way that they've played this whole game and the way that they are as a team, they're thinking they're going to hit this on the nose with like just quiet weight, tap it just far enough and stay there, which is the ideal.
They're practicing for the Olympics, so they're going to roll in the worst spot possible. So I'm just Cheryl Bernard. I'm just going to make it as difficult for myself as possible.
Yeah, Olympic practices. Making a terrible
Who
shot.
cares
So
about the season? There's only one thing that matters at the end of this season. Or the middle of it, really, right? So.
They're guarding something.
Guarding what? See, they are trying to make it. As they're lining it up for something. What were they guarding?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Were they guarding the yellow slash?
Yeah, so the slash could actually maybe have left,
them sitting 2.
Kitazawa sitting 2.
Or like barely 2, right?
Yeah, but so by doing that, you can't. So if
still
that
there,
rock
though.
wasn't there, no, not to sit, because with 2 rocks, it won't go back at the same angle.
No, I was
that
talking
yellow.
about, do they not just have like as much of the yellow as possible?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think to kill, like, you can make contact with them, but I think the top red stays if you make that. You can't hit enough of it.
No. E dicevi?
Normally we would let the teams do the talking, but we don't understand them. So my Japanese and my Italian are both not very good.
Secondo me, se ne hai un
I think they
terzo,
planned this, though. If they needed 2 people to talk more,
They have the right 2 people.
No, sai che forse con un terzo riesce ad andare a avere contatto. Però
Honestly, I think I might still try your shot pad, like the
No, sticca sempre.
The yellow
intern,
slash?
yeah, the intern with as much weight as you can throw. You got to move the back one far enough that you're sitting like at
do you
least
roll
shot.
in 2 to sit 3 potentially, right? And then you have this.
Well,
Like,
you're not killing both reds ever. I think what you're trying to do is throw it just hard enough to move the back red out of the forefoot.
do you
and
throw
then-
a bumper?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a bumper, and then keep your shooter somewhere that you can maybe either come off or it can be your extra point if you have to run something else.
Because
in.
even if you roll like 3 feet over or 2 feet over, like it's still a usable rock too.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I think you're like you throw it quiet enough that you try to kill one red.
Question 2: is the outturn there with the exact same weight with the way it curls?
What outturn? The draw?
Like to tap and roll right.
On the top yellow?
The top, third shot.
Però
Do you know what I mean? Like
No.
like a hack
Oh, through
weight,
the hole.
Through the hole with hack weights
Yeah,
and just kind of sit.
with a spinner, I do think it's there. I
You
don't.
spin way off then, though.
One, I don't know that it's worth it, because if you ever don't make it through the hole, the game's probably over. I think I would.
I feel like that yellow kind of like weird half slash is kind of.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Even if you could play it with just back line if you wanted, and just split them both in and then try some kind of run double. But I think in a perfect world, you run it onto those 2 reds, move one of them back to back 8 or whatever,
Yeah.
keep your shooter in play so you have it to come off, and then the rock that you've tapped back is third shot probably. So then you maybe have a shot to win the game after that. Like,
Do you ever just slash, like tap and sit 1 right now?
you could,
Like you even just push
But I-
that over a hair and
but
roll
but
right
then
out
how
of
do you
there?
ever get 2? Like, I think you need to try to get 2.
I want to see that outturn spinner through that weird.
I mean, I do think that's there, but I think they're like, if they make something good on this middle stuff, they might have an easier shot for 2 than that.
Okay, I'm excited because they are playing
I
that
think
little
that's what
slash.
they're playing.
That's gonna curl.
And it's also heavy, isn't it? Oh no, it's okay. It's perfect, of course. Chef's
I don't
kiss.
know. I still think that they just have.
ok, piuttosto
They could have hit it
no,
thinner.
piuttosto un cazzo, perché
No,
Anzi,
you're right. With the weight they threw,
piuttosto
they
ok,
it
perché
they
così
made it
non hanno
perfect.
tiri per
No,
2,
I think-
ok? Cioè qua è
I think
top,
thinner
però
would
qua
have
non è il
been.
massimo, perché ce l'ha sempre.
Thinner with more weight and not
Qua comunque.
have.
Allora, questo è
Yeah, the double
dell'1.
is leaving the double is the question. So
Dimmi.
if you had it a little bit thinner, then there would have been a double. There's not a
però così
double. Well, I
possiamo
mean, there is a
vincere.
slash double now, but there's not really a double to
Allora,
stay
questo è ghiaccio
buried
dell'1.
around there. So
Esatto.
I mean, I think pretty good,
Forse mi
really.
piace qua così. E Eventualmente
The
c'è anche
challenge here
un
is
po'
that
di
you're leaving
tic.
If she makes
maybe
this
maybe the
perfect,
best drawer in the world
yeah.
a freeze, and if she makes it, the game is
Andiamo al
over because there
T-line.
won't be anything to win.
Freeze è
I feel like
perfetto.
there might be the
Piuttosto,
two best
se è un
drawers
po'
in the world
corta,
there right
allora
now with the
5 per non
5 pets too.
lasciarli ter roll. Se siamo un filo
I mean,
forte c'è
you
un
could
po' di
argue
tic,
that.
c'è un po' di
I would still
margine.
argue that. I
Comunque
think Alina
velocità
Pets might be the
T-line.
best individual player in the world, but I think Stefania Constantini
E
is the
mi
best
pare che qua
drawer.
sia sempre ok. Vado
She's made some good ones tonight.
15.
She just always does. It's just sort of her MO.
The other thing too is like even if you're close here, it's like really
Well,
hard.
you could chip off this yellow
Yeah.
and kind of roll in front of it would be pretty good. Like there's a number of
Too many
options
good
that are
stuff.
reasonably good
Yeah.
here.
I think that Kitazawa just kind of they need to play it thinner and roll deeper with the shooter.
Yeah, well, yeah,
thicker,
thinner
yeah.
or thicker, but I think if thinner, you would have left the tapped rock higher, which I think is the ideal situation. Because if that's on the top of the tee line, then if she makes this, you're still always at least getting the extra end, and now you can play a shot for the win without any risk.
We've done a lot of talking, and they've made a lot of really good shots.
Sì.
So.
Sì.
Oof, gotta go.
Gotta go
Gotta
line
go.
on this one.
No, it's,
Oh, there it
you
is.
know, I
It's-
feel like it's been like
Of
that
course,
all
it's close.
night.
Yeah, I always think it's tight early, and
I
then
feel like
it's just not.
it breaks and then it actually runs like
I think it's
better
just
than
I think it's mostly just their sweeping.
very
Top.
beautiful
Che
shots.
squazzata.
Honestly, really gorgeous. And like they didn't even like they just managed it. It was perfectly thrown.
So now, can you hit this thin enough that you get two? I'm not sure you can. I think best case scenario, you're getting one and it'll be an extra end. Because I think the problem is that yellow rock being as high as it is, which is an argument against what we were saying about hitting it thinner. If you hit it thinner, then if you're Kitazawa and you hit it thinner, you rolled off less, then this would be easier.
Like flatter.
The yellow rock would be
flatter,
deeper, and
yeah.
so you could come off it and
Yeah.
make it. Right now, I think if you're coming off this yellow, even if you hit it so thin that you hit the nose of the red, it would still touch the yellow on the way by. So I don't think
It's
you
almost
can,
like she's putting a spin up to like stop at the two reds here.
I'm not sure you can ever get two out of it, but
No, yeah, I don't think you can either. But like I feel like you can
Well,
also be thick or thin on this, and you're gonna score one.
yeah, I agreed. Like I don't know what else you play, but I don't. If that rock was half a rock deeper, I think it's there for two. I don't think it's there.
I
for
agree
two
with that,
This way.
Nugget.
Maybe if you pay for it. Close. It's close.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh, good try.
thick or thin or not miss it. That's what we call it.
Really good try. That'll be a single point. Extra end. Bonus curling
Great
coming at
shot.
you. Bonus curling coming to you from the Autumn Gold Curling Classic in Okotoks, Alberta. I'm Chelsea Carey, joined by my good friend and Gaysband, Brad Coco. This game has been very much a roller coaster. It was a bit defensive early with a little bit of interest in the middle, and then both teams playing it pretty close to the chest. And then we've seen pretty much all-out offense in the back half here with lots of rocks in play and freezing and rock positioning and things. And 3 points and then a single point. So now it'll be Team Constantini with the hammer in this extra end. Might look deceiving because we're playing it back towards the glass. So our group of fans here in Okotoks can watch the finish. But it is
they took the rocks down.
Yeah, it is the extra end.
Mike Libis, Dan Babola, you guys are something. They do that in a lot of the country, but we don't typically do that here in Alberta.
Yeah, it's
we're like, screw you guys, we're gonna go throw the rocks to the other end.
It's reasonably common. I don't think it's as much for the ice makers as it is for the fans.
Just so you guys know, there's like 10,000 people upstairs right now. Obviously. Like, it is packed. You can't get a ticket.
Don't tell the fire marshal, because I think 10,000 might be
honestly, you got to go on like what is it now, Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace? Like, you cannot get a ticket to the Autumn Gold this year. It's sold out. But show up anyways and see if you can get in. We're trying to get more room.
Two center guards from Team Kitazawa. They're a little bit more offset than we would probably hope for, and they're probably a little bit closer together as well. That long guard is a little deeper, but reasonably well made so for Team Constantini, as we've seen all game. Perfect draw weight.
So Constantini has hammer, and then you go top four now. Okay.
Welcome to the game, Brad.
No, I'm just like, it's interesting because there's like say before Kitazawa, like when you're up, that's a play that you make is go top four, but like you basically solidify a rock in the top four by having two close together. Do you know what I mean? You're like, no, shut up.
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think without, like, when you have the hammer in this situation, I don't know what else you do because you can't play the tip.
Yeah.
So you sort of have to stack them in the top of the forefoot. Before, when ticks were allowed, you would have seen them throw two ticks at those two center guards, but now you can't do that, so.
Nice shot.
Steady diet appeals probably coming at you now.
Just the top one here.
Okay, Angie, buona.
I think you guard again, right?
Oh yeah, I think you have to for
4 more shots.
A little bit here, yeah. You only need to steal one, so I mean, at some point you could consider sitting 3 and hoping for a missed draw. But if I'm playing against Stefania, I'm not banking my life on a missed draw. I'd rather, try to make the draw as hard as I can. Like, you want to be half button or something to make her make something really precise, because she's just too good a drawer to hope that she's going to miss the full forefoot.
The thing that Kitazawa has here, though, is that they could make the guards better. Like, they had a chance to rip the double last time, and they can make it. They are making it better now. That's a better guard.
Yeah, it is better guard. Agreed.
So now you're basically just ripping the top, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the same ice she had on the first one. I think it's just a single peel. I don't think there's any sense in trying the double, because if you just miss it, you could pick your red off the top of the forefoot there, and if you just missed it the other way, then you're running the yellow back into the house too. It's not worth it. They don't need the double peel right now for Constantini.
How many peels do you think Angela's thrown this year? Like, she threw that one perfect. You can tell that she's thrown 1,000 of those already this year.
I mean,
they cleaned out her hand.
Well, this is their 6th event, and then they would have been practicing on top of that, right? So They had ice. They had ice in Italy early this year because they had a men's event in August.
Have you curled in Italy?
No, I never have.
I know my teammate Kai. He played at the World Juniors,
which was
in
the
Cortina,
test event in
yeah.
Cortina, yeah. So it's the same venue that we're going to be at for the Olympics.
The venue is it's on a lake in the middle of the Alps, basically, right? So.
But they built it for the 2006 Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Is
that where it was held at?
Facility. Oh. Yeah, it's Brad Gushue's Olympics.
Because it was Turin. Okay, cool.
I think. I don't know that for sure.
All I know is that we should build some nicer curling facilities. Like Banff is beautiful, but like we could have like 3 more.
The first time I went to Switzerland to play, we played. The Spiel was in Bern, and the club in Bern is beautiful. But we went early and we threw rocks in Lausanne. Yeah. And my dad played in a Spiel in Lausanne when they were Team Canada, and that's why we went there, because he said he had all these great things to say about Lausanne as a city and also the curling rink, and it's on the 3rd floor of a marina.
Sorry, a 3rd floor of a marina?
Yeah, like there's boats parked, and so you walk up and there's these boats like underneath this roof on the main floor.
It's very nice.
Literally. Yeah. So then you get up there to the curling club, and it's like sheet 4 is just all windows, and it's Lake Geneva right there. So it's it's France on the other side. There's a casino town in France that you're seeing in the mountains, and we went there because my dad said they were playing whoever, Team Australia or something, I think, and he's like, I cleaned I used a sweeper, he was cleaning the path and whatever, and he's like, and I'm waiting for him to throw, and I'm looking out, it was nighttime, so I'm there's all just these lights, and I'm watching the boats sort of bob on the water and stuff, and he said, next thing I know, the guys from the other team tap me on the shoulder, and they're like, you want to move out of the way?
He missed the shot.
Oh, yeah. His player kicked out through the rock and everything, and he's like, I was just so mesmerized by and we went there, and I was like, yeah, I can totally see how that would be the case. So
folks, don't get us wrong. You can come down to the Okotoks Curling Club and close your eyes and dream of marina.
You actually can see the mountains from the Okotoks Curling Club, but you have to go outside to see it.
But there's no French casino across the way.
Yeah. There's not a view from sheet 4, but
I find in Banff too. Like if I'm playing in Banff, there's a lot of times where I've just been staring.
It's so easy to get distracted. Yeah. It's also not.
Kayla just said that all she does in Banff is broom slam. So
it's also not conducive to having great ice. So like you have beautiful views, but the ice usually isn't great when you have the natural lake.
Yeah. See, I'm not as good as both of you, and I feel like I've had a couple of really good spiels out there, but.
Oh, the ice in Banff is pretty. But
they brought somebody else to me. I think that Darren made it for ATB and stuff, right?
Yeah. Sheet 1 can be a bit dicey though, because that's where the sun is hitting the ice.
Look at this.
We're back to great draws by both teams here right now, quite frankly. So for Team Constantini, still looking pretty good, but now all of a sudden you're not shot rock. So the pressure,
that was a perfect draw.
Yeah, the pressure gets amped up a little bit here, because at some point you're going to have to either make a play on that, and they're also going to have an opportunity to tap it. And you could tap that yellow where it sits right now. If you tap that about 2 feet and angled just to the left of it as we look at it and ended up corner frozen on that red, you would make the life of Stefania Constantini very difficult.
Just running really straight on them.
No, they're trying to get the side one.
Oh, are they? Okay. And go under?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought it was going to just sit at the back of the button.
It's still pretty bad. Like, that's unlucky. It is the risk you take on by trying the run in there, but it's a little bit of bad luck to roll it that perfectly to the center.
No, it's an Olympic year, and they did that on purpose.
Obviously.
Yeah. Obviously. Okay, so now what are you doing? Are you tapping back again and just this is Kitazawa's first rock, right? 1, 2, 3.
I might consider throwing a guard. Like just guard that red. Like mostly just guard the outside of that red, honestly. You don't even need to guard the whole thing, because if she's coming at it with the out turn, I don't think she has much to play. But if you just dead guard, like tight guard on the B of ATB right there, I think would be pretty good.
Tight guard, okay.
Even the tap is hard.
You always want
you're gonna touch the so like even the angle tap on the red right now is gonna clip that yellow, I think.
But the thing is always sorry, are we on last shot or she's got 2, right?
Yeah.
So a guard's still good. Like you still want guard.
That's why I like the guard
right?
because I think she's gonna peel it once and then you can make some kind of play on, or if you want to, on the rest of it. But I think if you guard right now, she's probably peeling. And then you have the option on your last one. You could tap to try to make it better. You could, but I might consider throwing a card on the last one too.
What
honestly.
about like freeze nose on the yellow, top yellow? I'm just trying to throw some weird stuff out there.
You better make it good because if you freeze wrong, then she blasts
everything and
she's
it's
shot,
over. Yeah.
Right. And worse yet, if she blasts both yellows and the red, it's even worse for you because now like
she could like angle something. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the guard for now. I mean the guard can be in the top of the 12-foot or something, like it doesn't have to be out in front of the house. I think I would leave it a guard for right now, personally.
Guess what? It's a guard.
There, it's over curling though.
Stop,
I would stop sweeping that.
I guess they wanted to cover theirs. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good because there's not a great angle on this red right now. Like to tap it back, you're gonna kiss this yellow, I think, most of the time. Yeah, I think you could throw this like pretty hard if you wanted to and kill both of these yellows. But then your best rock is going to be wide open and back button. So it just sort of depends what you're... I'd suggest significant advantage right now, Team Kitazawa. There's not a lot of good things here for Stefania right now. I might consider that though, like if you play that red reasonably hard and blast those out of there, that guard is fairly long.
And you're always going to be able to chase.
You're going to have something, and she's such a good drawer that, like, so they stuff it back. Like, say you make that and it sticks there, which it might not. It might spin off, which would be even better. Even if it sticks there and they make the freeze, you've still got the whole button. I don't know. I think I might be playing that red with some weight. Even if, worst case scenario, you only got the top 2. If somehow it didn't touch the back one, which I'm not sure is possible, but if it didn't.
So what are you doing, ripping?
I
or
think
like tapping?
They're playing a tap.
Because you can't tell with the rotation anymore, so you never know what the ice is for.
I know, but I don't.
Okay.
This, like, to me, I don't know. She must be... Like, maybe trying to move both so she has 2 ways in.
Also, like, you're a pro stealer, so, like, you know what to do right now. But she doesn't need to steal. She needs to open this up. But you're obviously disagreeing, so she, like, Kitazawa sucked her into something that, she could do something better, right?
I think advantage Kitazawa right now as much as, you don't ever really have a full advantage when you don't have the hammer and the extra, but
she like threw this if they get by.
Of course they got by.
I cannot believe how much they get by every time.
It's wild. Great shot.
My goodness.
Great shot.
They're very good.
Prime seconde? Solo prime? Ok. Almeno abbiamo più opzioni.
Italian getting better and better. I'm pretty sure they're not second, they're only shot. But they are shot. So now you probably have to try to get low enough on this red.
Like back
and move
12?
it. Yeah, but then that's not even good enough. You got to try to line it up so that the run on so that it jams, dead jams.
Well, I hope they make it, just because this game deserves a big finish, in my opinion. It's been a very interesting game.
It's been, especially this back half has been very interesting to watch.
I feel like from like N3.
13
Remember when we were talking about like what's going on?
We had some rocks in play early, but they were both approaching it more defensively, and then
maybe they were playing on invisible clocks, and that's why they burnt the first two ends.
Well, if that was the case, I think they both would have run out of time.
What time is it? 11:04.
11:04.
Oh, we're on a 3-hour, almost a 3-hour game.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, I played a 1 hour and 50-minute game on Wednesday, so it was great.
Need to try and get a little bit low on this one for Ikue Kitazawa. Just get by the guard as tight as they can and then have it curl as much as they can. There they go.
Wow.
Curl. Off
Sit.
they go.
Oh, no.
They're shot.
They are shot. But
They
it's a
would-
pretty easy break.
They would have liked to get a little bit lower, but
veniamo a draw comunque.
they are shot. It's not that easy. You got to hit it pretty thin to make that, but it's
Isn't it half a red rock?
it's almost anywhere high, I think.
Con un
Yeah.
po' di margine. Sì.
Or she just draws to the pin because
Okay.
she can do that
Ho
out
capito.
in her sleep.
Sì.
I think like you can just throw this with peel and hit.
Yeah.
Like it's almost the thinner the better. You only got to move it.
Fammi
2
ragionare,
feet.
ci penso un secondo, Perché qui c'ho anche un po' di backing.
So as a lead, it's interesting
mi
because
piace-
like
mi
I
piace con
sit
un po' di
there
backing.
being like, well, what are we? Oh my goodness.
She's gonna
Okay, this is
draw.
why people
There
talk.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that this is very specific to Stefania herself. This is, and honestly, if you feel good about it, I like this. It looks harder to me. But you also do have a bit of backing, so you can come to this red. Like if you're a little heavy, you can sweep it and come to this red. And
You have more area than you think.
Yeah, we've seen them exhibit really good control of the line with the sweeping as well.
Yeah.
So, and with a weight judgment. So they say like, we're 2 feet heavy, and then they sweep it, and then they can chisel off this back one. This is, I would suggest, not the call for most women's teams. Like you'd see this hit a lot, but it is pretty thin. So it's just whichever one you feel you can make. Honestly, this one is like, if I'm playing anything but skip, I'm going, what do you like? And then whatever they say, I'm like, that's what I like too. And then off you go, because it's just whatever she sees. And it's not surprising to me that for her, she sees the draw. So here we go. For all the marbles.
Shot of the A semis in the autumn gold.
Curl now. Heavy, a little bit heavy, so needing to curl to the backing here, I think. It looks close, though.
Keep going. Keep
Gotta
going.
curl,
Great
gotta curl,
shot.
gotta curl. Yes, she'll get there.
Wonderful game.
Great shot, great game. It will be Stefania Constantini with the victory over Team Kitazawa. Join us tomorrow for more action from the Autumn Gold in Okotoks.
Good game.